The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
In the beginning, the Maker formed the angels of the dawn, whose purpose was to carry the will of the Maker with creation. Humankind was our highest, finest, and ultimate creation.
We were commanded to love you as we love the Maker, but ordered to hide ourselves from you. When forced to choose between those two commandments, we chose love. The simple act of revealing ourselves to you was our undoing.
Our love of you led to revolution in the heavens. The merest caress of God's wrath was sufficient to rend the spheres asunder, leaving the world a bruised and battered husk of what was once paradise.
The first murder was man, and our noble warfare turned catastrophic. Thus began the time of atrocities. We ruled the world for countless ages, slaughtering the heavenly host and pulling down their prisons of stone and iron.
But in the end, it all came to naught. The race of Adam and Eve buckled from the weight of revelation and turned their backs to us. With the war lost, we expected destruction.
But the Almighty had a far more terrible fate in store. He condemned us to darkness eternal, an endless, empty existence devoid of purpose. In the end, our sacrifice was forgotten because history is always written by the victors.
No, that's all good. I do have a car. It's a 92 Nissan Sentra.
Yep, now we find out what car Vivian has. Welcome, everybody, to McStabber Studios' Demon the Fallen, Demon the Road to Hell, episode 9 of the season. Earthbound. I am, of course, the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
I am Synthrazion, and I possessed Vivian Ash. I am a devil.
And I am Arizeth the Scourge, and I possessed Virginia Waugh.
I'm Carsador the Malefactor, and I possessed Clark Miller.
Oh, sorry. I am Trimdeziel the Defiler, and I possessed Kathleen Stone.
I am Juliriel the Slayer, and I possessed Michelle Mars Porter.
And as everybody can see, we are short one player this week, but hopefully she gets better and is here for next week. The story goes on without him. That's the way this works. We were last with this choir of fallen angels. Well, they did a rescue mission for Ragdan. And during this rescue mission, they saw somebody throwing a cyclone. Michelle got shot. Not that it mattered when you have Arizeth around, because Arizeth just kind of healed that wound. They found out a different way to use their lore powers, which was shocking for most of them. And, of course, Clark, you got a ring that Ragdan has made to help you find this Earthbound. Now, I know we're going to be opening up here in a minute with Clark riding around trying to find where the Earthbound might be. But I believe Arizeth had someone she needed to demonic cell phone call.
Oh, yes.
Because she has a bone to pick with somebody.
Mm-hmm. As she's getting ready for work this morning, she's had a little bit of time to mull over everything from the visit with Ragdan. And, she actually calls out to him. Ragdan.
Yes, the one and only Ragdan. You are not in my presence. My presence is in your head.
Understand, I am Erizeth of the second house, and you disrespected me in my home. I will make you aware of why the title of the Mother strikes fear in others' hearts if you do this ever again.
Ragdan is sorry, Mother.
Thank you.
I will make sure I am more aware of my station in the future.
And she disconnects.
And then I assume you get ready to go to work.
She does.
So, Clark, as you're going to be driving around, looking around the south side, I believe Mars has offered to drive you a bit. So the two of you are going to head out in the vehicle. Now, before we start going into the vehicle stuff, let's do this the nice, easy way. Let's get let's do a wits, or sorry, not wits, wrong game. Let's do a perception awareness and a perception alertness. We're going to need both.
From just me?
From
both
you
of
and
us?
Mars, since Mars is driving.
If you can't quite say your R's right, it's perception and alertness.
Well, at least I didn't say death athletics.
And what did you say the difficulties were again?
Difficulty is default of 6. I always like to use 6 unless there's a reason.
3 successes then.
For which one?
For the perception alertness.
Okay. And then do your perception awareness as well. I want to have both of them. I'm just going to make a note of what you've gotten. That way I can keep it.
Two on the perception awareness.
Okay, so 2 on perception awareness. And Mars has 4 on perception and awareness. That's good. And what's your perception and alertness, Mars? So we can get your other one.
3.
3? Okay. There we go. And as you all are driving around the south side of the city. Now, this part of the city, it has hit some pretty rough economic times. Trash is in the street. A lot of homeless people wandering around. A lot of discontent, bars on windows. As you're driving around, anything you're doing, Clark, with this ring?
Mainly just looking at it, like checking which way the tug goes and trying to direct as best I can.
Well, you're not sure whether it's going to tug or what it's going to do.
Yeah, I'm experimenting. This is a new object for me, so I'm like testing its limits, I guess.
Well,
just,
I will let y'all have a talk here for a second while until I tell you when your ring makes noise. Since you are sitting, unless you're sitting in silence, that uncomfortable car silence, which I think Clark's good at.
It's probably not that uncomfortable. Michelle is pretty comfortable with silence, so it's probably just like her, like the music that she's listening to is just like on low.
Yeah, there's the low hum of the music, and I'm silent, just checking around. I mean, fuck, the two houses get along because neither of us know how to deal with humanity.
And I'm just trying to I don't want to distract you from what you're doing. So.
And as you're riding through, you turn down a street and the ring It's almost like it slightly vibrates.
We have something.
Just a very slight vibration.
I'd like to scope out the immediate area then.
You're on just another street in the south side. There's row houses, bars on the windows, bars on the doors. Number of people eyeball in the van that Mars happens to be driving. But you drive through and you keep moving. And when you come to a next street, you don't seem to notice anything different, but it takes time. And over time, as you're moving through, you come to realize that it vibrates a little bit more as you're going certain directions.
I'll start pointing and having her go the ways that it seems to intensify.
And as you're going around the neighborhood, some streets are pretty bad, some aren't as bad. But you finally reach a block on the extreme edge of the south side where there's a large building. And this particular building, well, it's a local news station that's fallen on hard times. On the same block of it, it takes up a rather decent part of it, but the surrounding buildings all appear to be abandoned by the look of it. There's boards over the windows. Other than one single building that, though it has boards on the windows, it obviously has power for some reason. And this is where the ring vibrates the strongest.
Can you park down the street a ways?
Yeah, sure.
And you pull down the streets a ways, and I turn it to you twos have the scene.
Is this like kind of like playing hot and cold?
I'll actually like reach my arm across and hold the ring like in front of your face so that you can see what it's doing.
Okay.
You could see it like slightly vibrating on his finger. It's moving enough that you can see it.
I haven't seen that on a normal ring before.
We used to be capable of so much more. But it found us where we need to be. And I really don't like it.
Should we call everyone? Or is this something you want to do on your own? Like,
If I go in on my own, you will probably never see me again.
fair. So why don't we call everyone?
The problem is, I also don't know if we should prepare or just storm the gate.
Well, if we're going to storm the gates, we should probably have everyone.
Would you like to set up the call or shall I?
Go ahead.
I'll speak everyone's names.
Okay, hang on a second. Let me look at my thing here. Okay. Okay, you contact everybody. I was just rolling.
Yeah, no particular reason, I'm sure.
No particular reason at all. And you all hear Carsador's name in your head.
We found it.
Where?
Address.
Right at the edge of South Side.
Are you there right now?
A block away.
Could we stop doing
We
this
haven't gone
shit in the middle of the fucking day?
We haven't gone in. We wanted to get your opinions on things.
You're too close.
Yeah.
I'll look to Mars and then sort of nod to the steering wheel, I guess.
Okay.
Point away.
Do you think somebody might be listening, Arizeth?
Possibly.
Well, then let's get the hell out of here.
Yes.
We can come back later.
And as you go to drive off, you do notice your van was definitely attracting some attention from some gang members. They had come out of one of the buildings, one of the abandoned buildings, not the one that had the lights on. Even though you're a block away, they came out of that abandoned building and were kind of edging closer to the vehicle, but they weren't close enough to stop you from driving away.
Oh, good. I didn't have to shoot anyone.
I didn't have any gear in the van anyway, so.
Yes, but I hate wasting bullets. They're expensive.
I just mean it's not like there's much incentive in the vehicle to,
The vehicle itself.
Hmm.
You get far enough away to have your talk. I turn it over to you all so you all can talk.
Apologies. I was eager.
It's all right. Far enough away now, maybe 4 blocks?
4 or 5.
What
Good.
Ours is probably.
did you notice any attention?
Gang
From-
members, I guess, or a bunch of
Just-
people came out?
Just from assumed humans.
Yeah.
Assume nothing. All right.
And active power in an abandoned station for television.
Oh, the building abandoned was next to the TV station. The TV station
right.
was working.
You
It's just
you
one of the
said
event.
hard times, right?
Yeah, there's a bunch of abandoned row houses, those kind of buildings, and one with power that looks abandoned, and then the TV station, which obviously has power. It's a TV station.
Yeah, I'll say both of that then.
Okay. I can reschedule my visits for the day. I'll be there shortly.
We're hopping on it right now?
If you have ways to equip yourself ahead of time or on the way here, it would not be detrimental.
Do we need any, backup? Anyone that we can call on?
Oh, there's someone with a bright, shiny sword. Of course, being around him is probably going to be miserable.
Find it would be easier to rob him, but we don't have the time.
They're misguided. But it might be best to have somebody with exceeding combat experience. I know Juliriel is capable of quite a lot, and so are you, Arizeth, but we don't know what we're going up against. We don't know what kind of threat this thing brings.
Well, considering it's basically taken out others, we are going to have to go in full force.
Okay, I'll call up on him then.
And able to take hits.
Oh, I have something else that might help. I
What?
need to make a stop by Clark's sister's place.
Yeah, we can go there now.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned there were some holy objects there.
They made me feel ashamed to exist.
Great.
Which means, imagine what they will make something that tainted feel.
Exactly. Good idea.
I shouldn't take both of them. I wish for her to be
Mhm.
protected too.
So you give Mars the address. I will let you continue your conversations while you're driving over.
All right. We'll call upon one of our allies, and I suppose, does anyone have anything else that they can equip themselves with?
I'm going to a hardware store. I'm going to get a sledgehammer.
I figured you might like that after our last encounter with a creature like that.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Kathleen, are you able to meet us here?
Yeah, I just have to make a call and I need to make a stop somewhere. So
All right.
Okay, so let's go around the table. Vivian, what are you getting? You doing anything in particular, or are you just...
I'll
And where are you
call
planning to meet
upon-
up? Where is the group planning to meet up? That's going to be rather important.
Probably at least a few blocks away, right?
It's a rather bad neighborhood. Just standing around a few blocks away might be a problem. You might want to meet up at somebody's house and just roll up deep all of a sudden.
Who lives closest to the south side, or in the south side even?
My place is on the edge, probably the opposite edge, but we could meet up there.
We meet up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is Vivian doing to get ready?
I'm gonna go home and then I'm going to contact Mahariel. Mahariel,
Ah, Synthrazial, have you seen the errors of your ways and ready to rejoin the Legion?
you sound just like another of my friends, but no, not yet. However, I'm offering you a chance for a little payback against the creature that took your friend.
You have found them?
I believe we have.
Where? I will come.
Edge of South Side, but right now just meet at my place and then we'll head south.
I will be there. I am coming on my way now.
Beautiful. And bring that shiny sword of yours.
We will purge this unclean monster
Glad we're in agreement on that.
in the Morning Star's name.
Sure.
I hear the doubt. Maybe you just need to be reminded of what we once were. I'll be there.
All right. Great connection.
Okay, so Virginia, you go to the hardware store to get a sledgehammer. Good 10-pound sledge.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah. And she does actually give another call out to Ragdan.
Erzeth, I've already seen the errors of my ways.
I understand. I'm not following up on that. That discussion is closed.
Ah, then what do you wish of Ragdan?
We
the
found
Emerald?
him.
You have found the one. My ring worked then.
Yes.
Very good.
You want in on this, or you got something to give to help?
No, I do not want in on it. My items will be of little use. I've forgiven what I can.
I understand. Just wanted to check in.
But if you fall, I will pay my debt by avenging you.
Appreciated. I'm not falling today. And she disconnects.
So you get you a nice big 10-pound sledge.
And put it in the trunk.
Put it in the trunk. We're going to come back to you, Clark. Let's find out what Kathleen's doing.
Kathleen is making a call into the office. She wants to make sure. She just wants to see if anyone's canceled today. Because last time everybody had canceled on her. So
Oddly enough, they have.
oh my gosh. Okay, that works in her favor, she supposes.
No, it was generally a light day for you anyway, but the few you had canceled.
Still not a good thing. That's just something she has to figure out now. She's also going to stop at a Walmart or whatever, and because she wants to buy a thing of silly putty because she's been thinking about what Ragdan was doing. So
Okay. God, this is 99. It's like, what, 75 cents for a thing of silly putty?
Yeah.
Dirt cheap. And you get you some silly putty.
And then after that, she'll head off towards Synthrazial's.
Okay. And you head over to Synthrazial's. Now, we'll come back to you, Mars, because you are currently driving. And Clark, you pull up in front of your sister's house. Do you call her or anything before you show up?
Probably stop at a payphone, let her know I'm stopping by. Just want to grab something.
And it's the middle of the day. your niece is in school, sure, you can come by. I can let you know anyway what happened.
I take note of it, but don't react.
Okay. And Mars, he has you drive him to one of the row houses. It's not in the best part of town, but it's not a bad part of town. It's, middle class. And let me look here. Mars, what is your torment at? Just curious. Let me look and see.
For permanent?
Yep. 4. Okay, that's good to know. When you get close to the house, Mars, you feel uncomfortable just being near the house. You feel unclean.
That's a new feeling. Okay.
Awful, isn't it?
Yeah. Not
It's one of
used
the
to
most,
that.
oddly enough, it's one of the most comforting feelings I've had since I've been here, and I will get out of the car.
I wait in the car.
And when you get out of the car, as you approach the door, again, you feel it.
Yeah, you watch at first, it's a steady walk, and it slows down, hesitates, slows down. It's harder and harder to get up to that front door.
And then I assume you knock on the door and your sister opens it up. She looks past you. That's a new ride, bro.
I had a friend give me one. I can't drive, after all.
Well, yeah, come on in.
I just give a quick wave back to Mars, just a couple minutes or something like that.
And when you come inside, she goes, don't tell me you actually got a girlfriend.
No.
Damn, I was hoping. Been by to see Mom yet?
No. After a bit of a annoying project today, that's my next stop.
Well, we talked and we're going to arrange a park day. Probably during spring break.
That's
or summer break. Why did I say spring? Summer break's coming up.
That's also fine.
I mean, she's out of school now, but she's in a day camp. So once that's over. But you said you wanted to get something. I'm pretty sure that wasn't what.
I've been dealing with a personal crisis. And I will glance and do my best not to feel disgust when I glance at not the one that's on their front door, but the other one.
The other one? And as you're in this room with the other one, you can feel also from above you something making you unclean.
In
That
the same
wasn't there
way?
last time. No, it's in a different room. It's whatever room is right above you. It wasn't here last time, but it sure as hell is now.
Is your daughter's room above the living room?
Well, how'd you guess that?
Now he seems visibly still tense because, but there's also another bit of relief to it now.
Did you want to see the furniture that? Remember I told you they had one of the pews? He turned it into. He's made some furniture out of it. He made a dresser out of it and a set of bunk beds. I mean, she don't need bunk beds, but
I would love to see what your husband has created.
well, come on. And she actually takes you up the stairs to the next floor of the townhouse. And when you, as you're getting closer to the door, yeah, it's a little bit uncomfortable. And
is it any stronger, weaker?
It's stronger than the crosses, obviously. Apparently, the people who sat on this year after year after year on these pews, it got a lot of faith in it.
Huh.
A lot of belief was held on this pew for some reason. And it's odd because you wouldn't expect it from a pew. But when she opens the door, it's hard to even look at the bunk bed and the dresser.
It's like those looking everywhere except where he wants to look because he can't.
It's almost like every time you look towards it, like staring into a sun.
And I make a concerted effort to make it look like I'm actually observing the thing she brought me to look at,
She-
while also, just cursorily, like,
He built it
around
all
the whole
himself.
room.
She loves it. I mean, now she's talking about when she can have her friends come over and stay on the bunk bed that Daddy made.
Oddly enough, probably cheaper than buying something you assemble at a store.
Well, yeah, because we got it for almost nothing. He's a damn antique store, and nobody apparently had bought it because you know how they work. The longer it sits there, they just keep lowering the price until they get somebody to bite.
Can I have the address of this antique store? I might want to check it out later.
Sure. And she gives you an address that is on the south side. The guy's kind of odd, but
Odd.
yeah, he's kind of odd.
Odd like the people I write about odd?
But no, his name's Benway.
All right, I'll look into it.
Yeah, he's a weird kind of guy. He's only ever there if you go in the evenings, but the guy working the desk isn't so bad.
All right. And then I will point towards the floor, but I was wondering if I could take that other cross for a bit.
Wait. You can take the cross? What are you going vampire hunting, bro?
No, it's not a crisis of faith. Crisis of lack of faith.
What are you hoping that you can... The cross will help you find what you were before? Your faith again?
In a way. I don't know if it would necessarily restore it, but maybe.
You know,
Is it possible to temper atheism?
just because you've lost faith in the Lord does not mean the Lord lost faith in you. The first step in redemption is admitting your mistakes you've made and embracing the future. That's what they told me in the church, and somehow I think that applies to you. I don't know why, but it applies to you.
Some mistakes feel like they're irredeemable.
There is no sin that can't be forgiven. It just takes work, takes effort, and a willingness to accept that.
It's very stilted and uncomfortable and probably the worst of it. But Karsor reaches out and gives her a hug. It's like hugging a marble statue for her, but a hug. And then he pulls away, looks at her.
You just gave me a hug.
Your beliefs are precious. Cherish them. I'm sorry, but I have to go. Can I take the cross?
I mean, I didn't get you a birthday present last year. I guess I could tell you it's a birthday present.
I don't plan to have it forever. If at all possible, I'll return it.
Okay. And she goes downstairs and she goes and gets it off the wall and hands it to you.
I reach for it, stop, internally scream a bit, and then grab it.
When you grab it, it doesn't burn. There's no flash of fire, no pain ripping through you. But it definitely is very, very uncomfortable. It is. You can feel it does not want to be held by you. You can feel the revulsion of everything you once stood, of what you stand for now?
It's one of those reactions of you can't hold something lightly, so you have to hold it with all your strength, which of course means that there's more contact, so it makes it worse. But he holds it pretty strong, crosses his arms.
And you can feel the edges of the cross biting into your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And as it's biting in, it makes it hurt worse. Take care of yourself, bro. You seem odd today. You don't seem yourself. I don't know why. I mean, other than you gave me a hug.
I didn't have coffee today. I'm jittery and out of it.
The world is about to end. You didn't have coffee.
Didn't have time to.
Oh, what's next? Is all the wine going to turn to vinegar?
If nothing else, the vinegar would be able to help you during Easter.
Okay. Okay, now you're back to the regular weird.
No, for dyeing eggs. You use vinegar, don't you?
Yeah, but that's just the weird shit that only you would say. Plus, who wants to have good wine ruined?
Prohibition enthusiasts.
Oh, Lord.
Take care, Chloe. And he gives her another, very stilted pat on her shoulder and then heads out.
And as you go, once again, you got to walk through that door.
Oh, God, now it's compounded between one I'm holding and one that I'm approaching.
Give me a willpower check, please.
Sure thing. Just roll power?
Yeah, just willpower.
Roll power. Willpower.
Yep. And this is the 20th edition, which means you roll your permanent willpower roll, not what you have left, but yours is all the same right now. You haven't spent any tonight.
I have 8. And I'm so sorry, I blacked out on the difficulty again.
Difficulty 6. I'm very nice with difficulty on this.
Nice and standard.
Yep. I like margin better than difficulty anyway.
That'd be 6 successes then.
And you, with a effort of the earth, with the strength of the foundations of everything, you push through.
Just barely.
And head out. No, 6 was your target number. Your difficulty, your only margin was 3. You don't have that much torment. But as you get in the vehicle, Michelle, that feeling of uncomfortable has been amplified as he's coming towards your van.
As soon as he gets in, he takes the time to buckle up, and then he just drops the cross onto the floor in front of him, and his right hand is shaking very, very badly.
And this close to it, for you, Michelle, you have 4 torment. It's almost painful just being in the same van with this thing.
Is there any way you can... I think I have a shelf in the back that we can put that on.
It will not matter. I felt similar energy through a ceiling. It reaches you no matter what. I am very sorry.
Okay. Not even a blanket?
It would not help.
Oh, okay.
If the flesh of my hand cannot block me from experiencing it, a blanket will do nothing.
Is Carsador bleeding at all, or is it just nerve
No,
pain?
my hand's fine. He's just his hand's shaking.
No blood. He didn't squeeze it hard enough, though. When he holds his hand up, you can see the print of the cross in it from where he did it, but the print doesn't affect you at all. So as you're getting ready to take him somewhere, Mars, do you have any preparations you want to do before you all head to this building?
Before we get there? Probably not.
Okay. So you all, Michelle brings Clark with her, and you all meet up at Vivian's apartment. Now, Vivian, you can describe your apartment to the group as they've gathered together, because I don't think they normally come hang out in your apartment with you.
No, my apartment's in a pretty bad. It's right where the sort of worse area starts to start. And it's a 1-bedroom, little hole in the wall apartment. It doesn't have a lot of furniture in it, and it's got a tiny little patio type deal, and that's really about it. Not exactly impressive in a pretty rundown little building. So,
And with Clark and Michelle, the last to arrive, Virginia, Kathleen, and Vivian, you're in the place when suddenly you start feeling unsettled, unclean. And it gets slowly stronger until there's a knock at the door. And for Vivian, it's pretty intense for you. Virginia and Kathleen only have 3 torment, so it's manageable, but it's still, you feel not worthy, unclean. But you also feel a hint of his presence, the Makers, that you have not felt Neon's.
what on earth is that?
Oh, it's a symbol of our deadbeat dad.
But it is fun to feel something different. This is it's unpleasant, but it's not bad.
Oh no, it's pretty bad.
Is it?
True, Lyriel, could you please knock on the door?
At this point,
Yeah.
Arizeth is already opening the door.
And you see Carsador's hand gripped like a vice again around this fucking cross.
And
His hand
Draziel.
shaking quite noticeably, actually.
yeah, it's
Draziel's
unpleasant.
gonna like buck backwards. Oh my. Oh.
Okay,
Yes,
so
what?
now we have. I actually ended up picking up 2 sledgehammers.
Oh.
So I have 2 sledgehammers in my trunk. Do we wish to take my vehicle?
Whatever vehicle is, it doesn't have that in it.
That's
Okay, you know
not-
what? Load up equipment in my vehicle. My trunk is nice and big. Y'all ride in something else. The ones most affected by this thing ride with something else. I can drive it by myself. It doesn't
God,
feel
it's-
great, but it's not the worst thing in the world for me.
It's like needles made out of ice trying to pick into my brain.
No, it just feels like I
Ah.
need to bathe in bleach.
I don't know. I feel like bleach would only exacerbate the issue. But if it's all right with everyone, I don't. This is Clark's sisters. I'd feel uncomfortable letting anyone else handle it.
Arizeth actually comes and puts a hand on Carsador's shoulder. I will protect it and ensure it's brought to your hands at the location.
Carsador will, not letting his grip go, but he'll hold it out to you.
And she
Be
takes it.
prepared.
And she takes it.
And I don't let go because I want to let her adjust to that feeling
And
first.
her eyes kind of roll a little bit, and she's like,
And
I'm
then-
good.
And then his fingers pop because they've been in the same spot for too long.
Car alarm starts going off from out front.
Fuck's sake.
And Arizeth just looks at Carsador. Take your other hand, use the thumb, put pressure from the wrist forward towards the base of the fingers, rub it real hard. That'll help loosen it up.
He starts doing that.
Trim, does he actually move towards the window because can she see like any cars, like their lights
Yes.
flashing or anything?
Virginia's car's lights are flashing.
Virginia, your car's lights are.
Well,
going
let's
off
go
right
out
now.
and find out. And so Virginia goes out with this
I'll take
cross in her hand.
And it's,
Oh my God.
it's very uncomfortable in your hand, too. It is not a pleasant
Oh, I know,
experience.
but
you
she
have
is
10 willpower, so
she is powering through it. She is going out with a fucking rictus grin on her face.
when you go out to your car, the alarm's going off, but you don't see anything wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody seems to be by it. It doesn't seem to be, no windows broken, nothing wrong with it. It's just the alarm's going off.
I'm going to try and struggle through the severe discomfort that I'm in and use Lamp of Faith to see if anything seems
Okay.
strange or off.
Of course, you can do that. Let's see, Lamp of Faith. Let me pull it up here. That particular power is going to take, let me get where I can read it. There we go. Perception plus alertness. As you call upon to feel the faith around you.
3 successes.
There's a number of people with the average low faith that you see from most of time and most of the normal living. But you also see a car around the corner with a blazing amount of faith. But it's not, well, you can't put your finger on something different about it until the vehicle pulls up. And out steps a priest.
Mahariel,
Synthrazu, you didn't have to meet me out here.
Arizeth is looking under the car.
It looks fine.
She's checking all her doors.
All locked.
She's checking her trunk.
When you open the trunk of your car, there's a dagger in there. A dagger that looks suspiciously like one that you've already broke once.
Hey, Clark, come here.
I'll walk over.
Did you make a second one?
Second one, what are you Storyteller, can I make a roll?
Of course you can. I assume you're going to roll Intelligence Legacy?
That might be the backup. Let's try something else first.
Okay, what would you like to try first?
Intelligence Investigation.
Intelligence Investigation, okay.
Synthraziel is kind of taking Mahariel and inching away from the damn cross.
What is that uncomfortable damn thing?
Oh, Arizeth is
Necessity.
legit holding it in their general direction.
Is she holding a holy cross?
She is, and it's incredibly uncomfortable.
It is rather unpleasant.
And she's
All
just
right.
completely ignoring him.
At diff 6, that's 4 successes.
You can see hairline cracks along the metal.
Almost identical to the first time we found it. He reaches out, picks it up, examines it.
And you feel the wrongness. Give me a willpower check, please. Difficulty on it. Target number is 7.
Oh, shoot.
Well, that's not good.
Did you botch?
I botched.
Oh, shit.
First
botch of the season for
when
me.
you feel it, when you pick it up, you feel the wrongness start to push its way into you. And as it's climbing in you, it gets very close to the inner part of what you are.
Oh, Arizeth literally.
Hang on, let me finish, please.
Okay.
Because this happens very quickly.
Okay.
And then a voice echoes inside Clark's head. I serve. And then the wrongness is gone. It's still in the weapon, but it's not touching you at all anymore.
He will take the dagger, turn it so the point's facing down, and just clutch it to his chest.
Okay, now Virginia.
Are you okay?
What would be your definition of okay in this instance, Virginia?
I know what that thing does when you touch it.
Yes. And it stopped.
What do you mean?
I will use a term I believe you will understand very well. My child is attempting to apologize.
Arazeth puts the cross in her trunk, and she actually hugs Carsador.
Just as stiff and marbly as it would have been with his
Arazeth
sister.
is not. It feels like a mother's hug.
Did I miss something, Synthraziel?
And she steps away.
I couldn't speak to it. The third, they're items, the things they create. They're beautiful and they cherish them. But
I know quite well. In my pocket, I have one made by the third house.
And yeah, I'm not letting go of this fucking dagger for the rest of the game.
Okay. The 2 sledgehammers are in the trunk?
Yep.
Okay. She closes the trunk.
So you all are heading out?
Mm-hmm.
And however it looks, I will either take my car or I can ride with one of you if you wish.
you may ride with me, if need be.
Oh,
Or he can ride with me.
That seems like a terrible idea.
I will ride with a member of my house.
Arazeth just laughs and gets in the car.
We have much to catch up on.
It seems we would.
So
Does anyone else wish to ride?
that's my
Delirial?
question. Who is in which vehicle?
I was actually going to ask Kathleen if she brought her vehicle.
Yeah, Kathleen drove
Okay.
herself here.
I don't think it's a good idea to bring my van back to where we were. Would I be able to ride with you?
Okay. I mean, yeah, I think we can. Kathleen does kind of like the mental head count. No. We could probably fit everyone in mine. Just they're gonna have to three in the back, unless somebody wants to ride.
Someone
If
can
you-
ride with me.
If you all need me to walk, that is also an option for me.
No.
Carsador,
no.
you may ride with either me or...
Well, I mean,
Gymnasium.
I was gonna say, are we trying to minimize vehicles? Yeah. If we're gonna roll, if we're
We
trying
may
to go,
have to leave quickly.
okay, so we multiple cars then? Is that what you're saying? Okay, sure. Okay, we have. Sorry.
It's quite all right, Gymnasium.
Yeah.
So Virginia has. It looks like no one wants to be near the cross.
No.
Fuck no.
Carsador
no.
climbs into the passenger seat of Virginia's car.
And he wants to guard that cross
Fuck
as
yes,
he's
he
still
does.
holding that dagger to his chest.
Yes.
You can, as you're sitting there, you can feel the cross and the dagger. And it's almost as if the wrongness of the dagger is fighting back against
Yeah, it's like opposing magnets.
the makers.
So is it kind of like nullify?
No,
Oh, damn.
but it is.
Nope. We just get two bad feelings from the
An ebb
opposite
and
ends of the
flow.
scale.
It is an ebb and flow. that
Nice.
1
Well,
minute,
you know,
it's
her house deals with like wind, and wind tends to ebb and flow, so she's okay with this. It's not the most comfortable thing in the world. It's kind of like riding out a really rough storm, but it's okay.
you could feel the. I mean, it's like biting on tinfoil 1 second, and the other second,
Oh,
it's like
God.
ice on a tooth that's got a toothache.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's
Both
unpleasant.
terrible.
Yes.
And she's already a curmudgeon. It's going to make her mood fantastic.
Next you're gonna say that we're tasting toothpaste and orange juice. Like, God,
I would not do that to my players.
I would.
So everybody else, I believe, are they driving with Vivian, or is Kathleen also taking her vehicle? I still haven't gotten a firm answer on that.
Apparently, we're taking 3 vehicles.
Okay. So as you're riding over, let's give Virginia and Clark, if they wish to have any time to talk during this trip over, as Clark has given you all the directions, and I assume you're meeting a block or 2 down.
And I'm still wearing the ring, so
Yep. And as we get out, of the car, I pop open the
Well,
trunk.
no, I'm giving you a chance to
Oh, do we
have a
need to
discussion
talk?
on the car. If you don't, then we'll move to the next group.
Any conversation you probably try to make is just met with.
Oh, she's not really wanting to talk because
Okay.
this is just, irritating the shit out of her.
So, Kathleen and Mars, I turn it to you two in the car if you wish to have a talk.
How's your business going there, Mars? Or band? Is that a business?
I mean, I guess in a way, it's been fine. I'm also a bouncer, you know.
Okay, well then you are a individual with multi-talents, which is great. So nothing wrong with that. I was just curious.
No, that's fine. Oh, that cross, that was, yeah, that was something.
Something indeed. No, I it's fun to feel new things. So I don't know. It's weird and it sucks and it feels crappy, but it's also kind of fun. So I don't know.
There's something you want to talk about.
No, I'm just saying. What? Why is it so weird that I would be interested in like feeling something?
Well, just the way you put that, with, like feeling uncomfortable. Like, yeah, emotions are definitely overwhelming, and there certainly are a lot of them.
Well,
That's just not pleasant, though.
I mean, I don't know. Sometimes my word choices seem weird. No. So when I possessed this, when I became Kathleen, I was stabbed, and that healed. So I had to stab myself again, which was feeling something. It was different. You know, it's different from the usual kind of things you feel on a day-to-day basis. So
Fair assessment.
it's look, feeling things, there's nothing wrong with feeling things. Everyone acts like there's something wrong with feeling things, but sometimes feeling things is good, sometimes it's bad, and being around the cross makes you feel things, which is interesting. So it's not like I'm, sleeping with it like Karstor looks at some of the things that he interacts with. So oh shit, she said his real name.
You hear that, Carsador?
Oh no! Oh no!
Beg pardon?
Don't worry about it, honey. And she hangs up. Sorry, Clark. Yeah, sometimes I forget about that. Yeah.
It's okay. I'm sure he'll forgive you.
Oh, I'm not worried about Clark's forgiveness. He seems like an amicable enough individual, so I'm sure as long as I do not besmirch the good nature of his creations, he'll be fine. So
This is true.
maybe I'm reading him wrong. He does seem thoroughly attached to whatever it was that was in the trunk of that car, so
I'm certainly attached to my music.
I mean, yeah, attachments are good. They ground us. They keep us here. They hold us in this mortal coil, as it were. So I don't know. I don't know why I'm feeling so philosophical today. Things feel like they're going bad, and I don't know why, but they feel like they're going bad. It's
sense of foreboding.
Do what?
Sense of foreboding.
Sort of. It's as if this whole trajectory for the last few weeks has been like a boulder or the snowball rolling down a hill. It's getting bigger and bigger as it rolls. I don't know. Things aren't going great, is what I'm trying to say. It's hard to describe exactly why, but I feel like something bad is coming. So, and beyond what we're walking into right now, it just feels like something bad is coming.
Well, it can't be anything too much worse than what's already happened, I suppose. So.
Oh, things can always get much worse. We have seen much worse. But I don't know. I'm probably just being weird. So
That's fair. Oh, hey, do you mind? And turns up the music a bit.
it's, yep. Just for future reference, if you say, do you mind, give them a second to respond before you just reach. But
Yep.
it's okay. It's, what is it the kids say? Mi casa is su casa. So, yeah.
So as Trimdesio and Drulario, Kathleen and Mars are riding over, Vivian, you are having a conversation with the devil, Mahariel, of a Luciferian, obviously. But before we go for that full conversation, we're going to actually do our break here. Please, because once that conversation gets going, we're going right into the fire, everybody. This choir of fallen angels has girded themselves to go up against an Earthbound. And we're about to see who survives it after the break. So please, everybody, enjoy the break. If you're not familiar with Demon, watch the break. It talks about each house and what powers they have. We will see you in 10 minutes.
And we will see you soon.
Welcome back. Carsador is still having a moment, apparently, with his dagger. You can take that how you wish. He's having a moment with his dagger.
Oh my God.
Before the break, this choir of fallen angels, well, they're prepping to go get a fallen or one of the Earthbound. And now Carsador is back from
Playing with his dagger.
And as we left, Synthrazio, you and Mahal were in the car. You do know that we are reforming the Legion, right?
Yes, Mahariel, I know.
No, we are literally reforming the Legion.
Really? The Legion? You don't have a leader.
We do have a leader. The strongest among us who walks on the planet. And until we find one stronger, find someone higher on the chain, or the Morning Star himself returns, they will lead. The war is not over. We are not done.
Mahariel, what if he just doesn't come back? He wasn't there with us.
That is because he escaped the Maker's punishment. He was always the strongest of us, the best of us. We fell because of him. He won't abandon us.
What if he did?
I refuse to believe that. I fought by his side during the war. I know what he was.
I know.
You have forgotten
I
what you once were.
Mahariel, we lost.
Were we destroyed? Were we unmade?
We could have been.
We could have, you're right. But they did not do that.
No, they didn't.
And
But they're
because
gone.
they did not,
This world is a wasting corpse. This universe, this creation is dying, Mahariel. We have to fix it. We can't focus on waging a pointless war that we can't win over the festering corpse of everything we made.
yes, we can. If we replace the Maker as we set forth to in the beginning, we will remake it. We will fix it. This was his fault. This was all because he refused to understand, to protect the mortals, to protect the All-Mother and All-Father.
I know.
Do not doubt the Morning Star. What he has done and where he has been is his own reasons, his own decisions. But rest assured, he will come back. The red star is in the sky. Have you not seen it? That tells us he's coming.
I don't know. I don't know. I want to fix this, Mariel. I do.
The brightest star returns once again in the city of angels.
Maybe.
He will return.
Will he be with us, though?
He must. He will lead. He has always led.
Maybe. And if we win, do you really think we can replace the Maker? I haven't felt him. Why did our prison break? I haven't seen his angels. Where are they?
Heavenly host is gone. The Maker is gone. That makes it even easier to supplant him. If he's not here to defend it, if there's no heavenly host to defend it, this time we can do it right. This time we can do what we were supposed to do.
Then perhaps our opinions on this are at least somewhat aligned. We have to fix this.
Our factions have always agreed, at least on some grounds.
I know. We have to.
When he returns and you see him once again, I have faith in him that you will be once again returned to his side. You will remember what it was like to stand in his glory.
I do. I remember what it was like. I remember that feeling, that hope, that we could do better than what we were doing, that we could awaken the humans, that we could make them into the beautiful, wonderful creations they were supposed to be.
Do you remember the day we were imprisoned?
I do.
All of us there in front of the gates. Lucifer bound in chains, but he still did not bow his head. He still was not broken. He was still not bent. Even though we had lost the whole heavenly host there, Michael, with the flaming sword, Lucifer never bent.
I know.
He did not accept defeat. He surrendered that day to save us all, knowing as long as we survived, we would have a way to free ourselves once again. As long as we survived, we would be able to return the war and finish what was started. That is why he was not with his head bowed. That is why when we went in, of all of us, he was the only one who was still firm, proud in what he had done. He will return.
Part of me hopes so.
Looks like they've stopped up ahead. We can continue this at another time.
Sure.
And as you
Get
pull
ready.
up, you all pull up in front of about 3 blocks down from where Clark says you've got to go.
So what's the plan?
You see Arizeth get out of her car. She opens up her trunk for Carsador to take the cross, and she grabs 2 20-pound sledges.
With the dagger in his right hand, he gags and picks up the cross.
Dagger in one hand, and you
Cross
feel
on
it.
the other.
You feel it, that biting on tinfoil, ice cubes on a sore tooth as you're holding both. And you see this priest still standing there. His back is straight. Although he has no armor, he is not in an apocalyptic form of any kind. You can see the pride in what he's doing. A hint of what you all once were. Though some of you may not agree.
Arizeth closes the trunk and sets one of the things down and takes her keys and locks the car. And
Where is this building we are going to?
This way.
And you all head down. Please give me perception awareness, everybody.
All right.
Let us see what you pick up.
5 successes. On
That is pretty
5
nice,
dice.
actually. That's nice. Let me get a new index card to keep track
That
of
is
things.
4 successes.
Okay.
0 successes.
Or
Oh, Carcidor was 9.
Kathleen has 2.
It's not.
Get the bad ones out of the way.
Okay. So 5, 4, 0, 4, and 2. Good to have the numbers here. For Virginia, Vivian, and Mars, as you're walking down this street, getting closer to this TV news studio, you feel the waves coming off of something. You feel the taint, the corruption, the bad things. You can feel it. It's little bits and pieces, remnants, but it's getting stronger as you're walking. And Clark, your ring is vibrating as you're walking.
I'm guessing, is it to the point where it's like actively like shaking around on my finger, or is it still just enough for me
vibrating.
to notice?
It's enough that you'd notice, and if you held your hand up, I'm sure everyone would notice. And you see several gangs of people. They eyeball you all, and they look at the priest of all things. And they seem to decide not to get involved. At somebody with a dagger in one hand, sledgehammer in the other, another person carrying a sledgehammer, and a priest.
Oh, no, I'm carrying 2 sledgehammers.
Oh, 2. Sorry. And a priest walking with you.
I'm a nurse. I'm a stout thing, have to move heavy bodies and stuff.
And as you approach, which building are you going to? The TV studio itself?
Wherever it's...
TV studio's the one that's making the ring jiggle, right?
That's what you think.
Yeah.
But when you get to go to past the building that looks abandoned but has lights on, the dagger starts to pull your hand slightly in the direction of that building instead of the studio.
Wait. Fuck.
Clark, what is it?
The ring says the studio. The dagger says that building.
Which do you trust more?
If you'd like to make a roll to see if you can detect a difference in the vibration, I will let you roll that. Perception
What?
Investigation.
Perception investigation.
Yes,
Sweet.
difficulty is going to be 8. So remember, if you want to burn a willpower, go ahead.
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
I spend willpower on useful rolls, not this shit.
It's gonna be a pretty useful roll.
The confidence of the unknowing on this one.
Little
yeah, no shit, right? 4
little
successes.
humorous.
4 successes? Let's see, and I gave you a difficulty 8 and you still got 4. It is a slightly stronger vibration near the building and not near the TV station.
I turn and start walking towards the building.
And as you go up, you notice most of the walls are boarded, though there's a light out front and it's lit. The moment you step foot in this building, you feel the taint in this abandoned, wrecked building. And it's odd because the front door, there's no door on it. And yet you hear no noise within it, not a sound, no people, no animals, nothing. Oh, this is weird. I help the homeless quite often. I have a number of soup kitchens. I would expect a building like this to be packed. You are muted, Vivian.
I'm really liking how the feeling of the black hole in creation is mixing with the holiness of the artifact that you hold, Clark. It's really just feels great.
Imagine holding both sources at once.
Exactly.
I can feel the taint, the wrongness of it. Question is where? It's
Is
gotta
the
be
ring
here somewhere.
reacting now that we're in this building at all?
Is the what?
Is the ring reacting now
It's
that we're in
just
this
vibrating
building?
still. That's it.
Okay. But the intensity hasn't changed from one side of the street to the other?
Yes, it is stronger now that you're in this building. Yes, but other than that,
How many floors is this building?
from the outside, it appears to have 5 floors.
Is there also, as we step in, is there seeming to be a basement access?
You all walk around the building a bit. There is a basement access, and oddly enough, there's an elevator that seems to have power for some reason.
I think I'll take the stairs.
That's your choice.
Considering the library, does underground seem more likely?
And I'm going to go check out the basement. Shouldn't take too long.
Okay, you're heading to the basement.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ignite my lamp of faith, and I will spend a faith point
Go
to
ahead.
get an auto success because I want to be able to kind of pick through the floor and ceiling if I can.
Okay, go ahead and give me that roll.
All right.
And I know you are heading towards the basement.
Difficulty
It's always 6.
6. Okay.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4. Plus the 1, 5.
And as you do Lamp of Faith, you can clearly see your companions. That's it. You can feel something twisting things a bit.
I can't sense anything besides y'all. Something is wrong, very wrong. Obviously, the taint is. I can't pick it up like I can faith. It's like almost like there's like a film across my senses. Doesn't make sense.
Virginia, as you head down the stairs to the basement, you go down a flight of stairs, and there's a door there. But the stairs seem to go lower, except for they're broken out, and that whole part of the stairwell is filled with rubble.
Okay, I'm going to switch to my apocalyptic form, my low torment one.
Okay, so you just roll your current faith pool. Difficulty is, I believe, 7 on apocalyptic form shifts.
Yeah, I got 3 successes.
So now you've shifted once again to your apocalyptic form. And for any new viewers, please describe yourself as you shift.
Yes, so Arazeth appears the picture of vibrant health. She already is, Virginia, the mortal vessel that she took over, was already flawless, but now she just seems to glow with a healthy aura on top of that. She actually, from her back, extends out large wings that actually are patterned and look just like hawk wings. And her muscles become more defined. And yeah, and let me double check to see if I didn't miss something else. Hang on. And basically, she seems very graceful on her feet.
Okay. Now that you're in your apocalyptic form,
I am going to use Lore of Firmament to alter my gravity.
okay, you're going to adjust the gravity where you are. Got it.
Mm-hmm. So that I can go down without injuring my vessel.
Now, so you know the fall and rocks completely block the ability to get through it.
Oh,
It is a full block, but you're already in apocalyptic form. You keep it the whole scene, so you're good.
oh, okay. Never mind then. I thought it was okay.
Oh no, it's
So it's
completely-
blocked. Okay, but there's a door.
There's a door that goes to this level of the basement.
I'm gonna check it out.
Okay.
I'll go through the door.
When you go through the door, We'll flash back to everybody else in a second. When you go through the door, it is an empty, and I do mean empty basement. There's trash piles, there's dirt. Oddly enough, you don't hear the sound of any rats. You don't hear the sound of any animals. But it is a large empty basement. You've got the support pillars. You can see the boiler system that was in the building. The lights are on. A few dim light bulbs. Going by your earlier roll of 4, you don't think anything's in here, which is odd.
She steps back out. If there's a lower level, she's going to roll Fist of Air to push that rubble further down into the basement.
Okay.
To clear a path.
Now, while you're doing this, let's flash to everybody upstairs. What's the rest of the group doing?
I can't get a beat on it. We're gonna have to We're gonna have to search as much as we can.
I don't like how quiet it is. I'm thinking I'm actually going to go High Torment Apocalyptic form.
Ooh, so you're going to roll your faith pool. Your difficulty is 7. And because you're going High Torment, you gain 1 temporary torment.
Okay.
And then you can describe how you see yourself in all your falling glory at this point.
I got 1 success.
1 is enough to shift apocalyptic form. That is all you need. So you all see Drulariel shift, and you can describe your apocalyptic form.
So completely opposite to her low torment apocalyptic form. All of Drulariel's weight from Michelle is just melted away. Completely skeletal, gaunt, but at the same time, it's very hard to even see her form. She's completely shrouded in just dark tendrils of just very hard to see. Can't really make out many features, but the features that you can see are very skeletal, and every now and then a glint from the mouth is just like not even really there. Like there's not even really a mouth. It's kind of like what you would like imagine a robot's mouth, like just like the kind of just yeah.
Okay, making a roll here. Okay. Now, what is the rest of the group doing? As you see, Drulariel has not only invoked her apocalyptic form, but become the high torment version that she has.
That's a true slayer.
More a mockery of them.
I'll give Carthador kind of a dirty look.
Even Maharo kind of gives him an odd look.
Kathleen's actually wants to step outside for a second, kind of look. Are there any of the gang people close by? Are they approaching?
Not right this second, oddly enough.
So are they like keeping a purposeful distance?
They don't seem to be paying attention at all.
Okay, Kathleen goes back inside then. I was just curious if our the people outside were maybe gonna come closer, but they don't seem to be, or they are almost ignoring us.
Almost as if this building is hard for humans to be near. I don't like this either. You are very right. This is wrong.
Everybody except Arazeth, please give me a stamina roll against a difficulty of 6. That is from the aura of entropy coming off of Drulariel's apocalyptic form.
Still 2 successes?
As long as you get a success.
God.
No, that was a botch. So
You lose 1 die from all dice pools for the remainder of the scene.
Oh, God.
As your, being in her very presence saps your strength and will and life.
Three.
Okay, you have enough. Now, so you know, Drulario, you can roll again and take another temporary torment and drop just the aura of entropy part if you wish. You don't have to keep that power as part of your form. You can not manifest it.
Yeah, I'm thinking just because all of us are here, I might just drop that one for
So
now.
do your faith pool again and then give yourself one more temporary torment and you will drop that field of entropy.
Okay, I have a success.
Okay, so a little bit less feeling of that icy chill as life is pulled from you, Kathleen, because it was obvious that it was having an effect on you, and Drulario pulled it away.
Okay, so the people outside aren't coming closer, and we let one of our party run down into the basement. So why are we standing around up here?
I
I
was
assumed
going.
we were waiting for her to come back.
You assume she's
Sure.
going to come back.
She does
What if
not
it's
appear
down
to have
there?
come back.
I will wait here.
No, there's. If we're coming here strength in numbers, we should be keeping the numbers, and Kathleen is going to start moving towards the basement stairs access thing.
And as you
You're
start
right, Trendezio.
walking, Maharil, who seems to be towards the front, his body shifts as he moves, and large white swan wings come from his back, and he appears. He has a glow, the light of heavens around him. An aura just comes off him in waves of what it was like long ago in the beginning of time. It's a grandeur to him. You can feel his just raw authority as he stands there in this golden light, and his eyes shift to color of the stars themselves.
It's beautiful as ever.
And this place, the wrongness of it, we can feel it. And he pulls from his pocket the sword. And once again, you're kind of struck by the fact that his pocket shouldn't hold a sword. But as he pulls, it keeps coming and coming until he holds about 4 foot of blade in front of him, though it does not burst into fire. Well, if we're going to do this, let's do this. Let's find your wayward friend.
Just like I remember.
Tremdeziel actually kind of snorts derisively as she pushes herself around him and to get ahead of him to go down the stairs.
You push the wings aside that are taking
Yeah.
up basically almost wall to wall in the thing,
Yeah.
and you cut around his giant swan wings, which he folds close to him after you've pushed him. And he kind of gets a look over. He kind of looks over at Synthrazio's like, oh shit, forgot about that part. Forgot how big they are. Don't do this enough.
You may wish to curl them inward.
I will. They're just handy at times.
Yes, I'm aware.
And you all head
This
down
isn't
there.
one of those times, jackass. She calls up over her shoulder.
Let me make a roll here real quick. Okay. I'm just making a roll. A willpower check on him.
Our defiler ain't having none of it, y'all.
None
Now-
of it. Absolutely zero.
Yeah, none apparently.
None.
At all. Okay, so for your fist of air, as they're coming down to see you, stamina plus survival, please.
All right.
As you call upon the wind, the difficulty is 6, of course.
Yeah, but with my survival hazards.
No, it's not a hazard. It's not a hazard. You're just breaking something.
Okay.
Now, if you're using the fist of air to stop something from falling on you, I would give you hazards.
Okay.
As you call upon the power of creation, And we'll see how many she gets.
That is 5 successes.
5 successes. Let's see. Let me go to the strength chart and see what that is. 5 successes. 650 pounds, can bend steel chain links with that kind of a hit. So as you all are coming down, there's no wind, there's nothing in this building. And then all of a sudden, you feel the wind shoot past you with a gust. And then you hear, a crashing noise, and dust billows up out of this damn stairwell as you're heading towards it in a large cloud, which is where the crashing come from. That's
I think
ominous.
we found her.
And Virginia, as you're down there, you've managed to knock a hole and push into wherever the end of that comes out. It's not cleared the whole thing. It's still a lot of rubble in there, but there seems to be a sloping area where it leads towards another doorway.
Can I access that doorway?
Yes, you can probably.
It's traversable.
You can get down. You have to slide down the rubble a little bit, but you should be able to get in that doorway. Sure.
Okay. She actually is immune to falling damage, so she will actually jump.
Okay. She just jumps down. Now you all get down the stairwell right as you see Erzeth jumping in a hole.
Erzeth, what? What? Erzeth?
Come on down.
I don't think it'll be as easy for us.
And you hear rocks and rubble shifting as she's obviously moving. She's been waiting for any of y'all.
Thraziel just says, "Speak for yourself, Cazador," and she will assume her low torment apocalyptic form.
Okay.
All right, let me roll that. Yeah, 3 successes.
Okay. And so you can describe your low torment apocalyptic form.
Her form slowly becomes radiated in golden light. Skin tight, what appears to be almost armor, but on closer inspection would be something akin to scales, appears across her skin from the neck downwards and across part of her face. Behind her, wings begin to sprout, but they are ethereal, made of star stuff, made of the darkness between the stars, as opposed to anything formed like that.
No giant swan wings. Got it.
No giant swan wings. And her eyes blaze brightly with golden energy as a inhuman aura of beauty and radiating, I don't want to say extravagance, but decadence sort of pulses out from her. And then I will hop down.
And you hop down. Does everyone else hop down too?
How far is the hole? Like, does it seem?
It's
up here?
a flight. So flight of stairs. If you're going straight down, 10,
9
12 feet?
Yeah.
You can scramble down it too if you want. I would let you, without a roll, get down it. Getting back out may be a little harder, but getting down, it's pretty easy.
Well, Erzeth, you've got the sledgehammers and the fists of air.
And you find Erzeth and Synthrazi will find themselves in a basement. Another one. This one's full of machinery.
I'm looking around.
Okay. Clark, are you going down the hole?
First, I put the dagger inside my shirt where it used to be with the plastic bag, although sans that this time.
Give me a willpower check against difficulty 9, please.
Sure thing. Sorry, need to gather up some dice.
Mm-hmm.
Difficulty, what was it again?
9.
9, gotcha.
While he's doing that, Kathleen, are you going down the hole?
Yeah, Kathleen is going to walk towards the hole, and she's going to make somebody catch me. But she's going to use alter shape to reduce her weight down to like 30 pounds.
Okay.
And that's a success.
Okay. So you call upon the power of creation and you shift your body mass. Though you didn't change your size, did you?
Mm-mm.
So
she's just reducing her weight.
Your muscles almost become odd on that one. It's almost like you're hollow inside in places. But you still jump down and, yeah, you're pretty light. Who catches her?
I'm the last one that jumped in.
There you go. Vivian catches you as you come down. How many did you get, Clark?
1.
You can't put the dagger away. You want to, but then you decide, no, you don't.
I'm gonna, without letting them touch, like tuck the dagger under my arm and then take the cross and try to do the same with the cross now.
And you can put that away.
Okay, I mean, I still feel it against me, obviously, but now it's away. And then No, I can still do this. I'm gonna, still holding on to the dagger with the 2 strongest fingers, I'm gonna use Fundament for manipulate adhesion and crawl down the wall.
Okay.
On my hands and feet.
You're going to shift the power of, the physics of the universe itself. Dexterity, athletics. Difficulty on this, actually, it's not even a vertical surface, so I'm going to give it a difficulty of 6. Actually, 5, because you're going down, not up. And Michelle, while he's rolling that, are you going down?
No, I'm waiting for Carsador to go down before following.
Okay.
Kathleen just says to Synthrazil, "Thank you, my knight in shining scales," as she kind of kisses her on the cheek. We're crawling out of her arm.
My beautiful princess.
Look,
Do I have to do the lust roll on this one? Mm.
That'll be 6 successes, by the way.
6?
On 6 dice.
Easily. You adhere to the walls and almost like a spider walking down, you come down it. Because Kathleen wasn't actually trying to seduce you, I will not make you roll the lust roll there, Vivian. Okay?
You're too kind.
Yeah. And now the only one still up is Mars and Mahiro.
With one last, I kind of look and I'm like, would you like to go first?
No, I will defer to you. I will serve to guard our rear to make sure we do not get attacked from behind.
It's kind of what I was trying to do, but she takes one last look around and hops down.
Okay. And you hop down, there's no damage. It's easy to do anyway. And as you go down there, he's about to jump when you suddenly hear footsteps and noise coming from upstairs. And a rumble in the building itself. It shakes a bit. He actually looks down and calls down to the rest of you. I will keep them from coming. Go accomplish the mission. Get this done. I will make sure we can get out of here. Right.
The mortals should be no match for you, Mahario.
You don't feel it? There's more than a mortal with them.
Oh, dear.
That shake, that was the earth moving.
A malefactor.
I will face him. Time to remind some people of why we're the first house. And as you say this, for those that can't see him, all you see is suddenly it starts glowing with a reddish kind of a flickering light. But for those who can still at the base of the hole and look up, you see the sword has now engulfed itself in a pure red flame. Not a red flame of fire. It is a pure red flame. And you see he takes a stance over the hole where he plans to hold that position no matter what.
Let us be done with this then.
So, Virginia, as you're walking around, there is a lot of machinery here. But the wrongness is very strong. Very strong. But you don't see anything. You don't see anything. It's just wrong and strong in here. And Clark, as you're moving, and you go to join her, Virginia, you can give me perception awareness since you were the first one to walk it.
Is my lamp of faith still considered active? Because I used it.
No, it lasts for a single turn.
That's 5
on that one,
successes.
technically. 5 successes?
Mm-hmm.
One of the machines, it looks like a old printing press. But the
Like
twisted-
cast iron.
Yeah, the twisted parts of it seems to be coming, the wrongness seems to be coming from somewhere around it.
Mm-hmm. She walks right up to it.
And a voice echoes in the room. I do not know why you are here, but leave or die. This is mine.
This printing press, what is it standing on? Like, what kind of legs does it have? Is it all metal?
It doesn't have legs. It's bolted to the floor.
Bolted to the floor. The floor is concrete, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to take the sledgehammer and hit the concrete right by the bolts.
Okay, while you're doing that, what's everybody else doing? You all heard the voice. It echoed through the whole room itself.
Mhm.
Are you the one who was formerly Tragoth?
That name is lost to time now.
Shame. You
I
will be
am
lost as
more-
well.
I am better now.
Name yourself.
I am your destruction if you do not leave.
We are not afraid.
And Virginia hits it, the concrete again. Clark, what are you doing? I'm going to go around and ask what everyone's doing.
Being at a loss at the moment, not sure what to do in this situation just yet. So just clutching the dagger in his hand, ready for anything that might lunge out at him, I guess.
Okay. Drillariel. Hey, I said your name right. Wow, the wonders never cease. What are you doing?
Sticking with my visage, I am staying hidden currently.
Okay. And Trimdeziel.
She starts stepping towards the printing press, but as she does so, she's going to attempt to manifest her high torment version of her
Okay.
apocalyptic form.
So gain 1 torment, roll your faith pool against a difficulty of 7. You just need 1 success.
Yep, I got 3
Yes.
successes. So.
Okay. So now you can describe your high torment form of Trimdeziel.
Let's see here. She has suddenly her hair is basically almost to the floor. She has long hair. There are 2 tails, sort of like whippy tails inside of the hair. You don't see them, but they're there. They kind of move in and out of the hair some. Her eyes seem to, if you look at her, her eyes seem to look like they're staring through you. Like they see you and they are boring holes through you. She's taken on, her fingers have turned into claws, and there is some sort of like, they look kind of slick as the venom that's on them that they secrete is kind of starts to take hold on them. So yeah.
And there's something, not just, there's something beautiful about it, but at the same time, terrifying. Because your house is always alluring in their apocalyptic form, but it's an inhuman, terrifying form of beauty. And then there's a loud crash again as Erzeth slams the sledgehammer. And this time something breaks and a hole opens in the floor, and from the hole spews insects, locusts, flies, mosquitoes. In a giant swarm, they start to fill the room causing a problem with visibility.
I'm going to summon wind.
Okay.
To blow them right out of the room.
At the very least, blow them into the wall so they squish. Huh?
Yeah, that too. That could be a thing.
Go ahead. As you call upon the wind with summoned wind.
I am actually, because I just, had that and basically lowered the sledgehammer, I actually let out a pointed breath. To basically attune to the wind.
That will lower your difficulty to 5 as you invoke, as you're calling upon the wind, you actually resonate wind itself with you, which allows you to lower the difficulty by 1 as you call upon those powers in the lore of creation. And for all of you here that you see or do this, normally acts of creation require no noises, no anything, just thought. But as she blows, you see that her breath is amplified and it blows with the gust that comes out of it as she sweeps her head around the room.
So that's how that works.
6 successes.
And this cloud of insects, as she blows and moves her head, they all get slammed back from the sheer force of the wind, most of them splatting against the wall.
Really, you need better tricks than that. And then she takes the sledgehammer to the printing press.
Okay. I'm going to have you, let's see here. I got to look real quick. Does your power doesn't give you any, does it give you additional strength for your epileptic form?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
My strength is at 4 now.
Okay. So as you hit this printing press, it shifts again. And you catch a glimpse of something metal down in this hole that is under it. But before you get a good look at it, something surges out of the hole. And by something, it's vaguely humanoid in shape. It's rather large. There's a set of horns on its head, but where its skin seems to be hardened carapace, but it's chipped and damaged because everywhere there's a chip, a giant thorn comes out of it. And though it's covered in a carapace, there's something oddly grotesque about it. It has, its genitalia is 5 times its normal size. Its arms are 3 times its size. It is a monstrosity of disturbing proportions. There's mouths that are all over it, that each one seems to be screaming and muttering obscene curses at the universe as it forms and stands there in front of you. And when it does, you can feel the dread of whatever this thing is, this evil sickness coming off it. And you also feel the life drain a bit from you.
Carsador, I think this is something for that dagger.
Now, I'm going to let everybody know, from now in this scene until this thing is gone, you botch now on a 1 or 2, not just a 1.
Oh, that's great.
Oh.
And I was having such a good night already.
I warned you.
Right, because we fallen take warnings so well.
What abomination is that?
I am the destructor. I am the fallen. I am the one who fell.
You're dead.
I am now Trimdor the Earthbound, and you will die. Everybody, couple rolls you have to do real quick. Everybody do a willpower roll. Difficulty on this one is 9.
Oh.
Ouch.
Okay.
You can always burn a willpower to automatically get a success.
I'll use a willpower.
Like I said, I only use willpower on important rolls.
7. Oh boy. So we will get a success on that, and then
That is 5. I got 4 freaking 10s.
4 total with the willpower success.
Okay. Okay.
Success is 9, you said?
Yep. 9's your target.
2.
I
Okay.
used a willpower and I botched because I rolled 2 2s.
But you still got 1 success. It still gives you 1 because you can't botch after you've burned the willpower. But let's see. Looking here. Vivian, you are hit by the Aura of Dread. So you will always lose initiative to this guy. Erzeth, how many did you get?
I got 5.
And your willpower is 10, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Fuck. Okay, you do not feel the Aura of Dread. Clark?
0 successes on 8 fucking dice.
You go last. Kathleen, you go last. Mars?
Or
4, let me see.
no.
You need to roll willpower.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did.
Okay.
I said 2.
2? Okay.
2? Yeah.
Second highest, I guess I can complain that much.
You go last as well.
So the voice, is it still coming from all around?
No, it's coming from this thing's mouth.
Okay. All right.
Mouths.
Well, the other mouths are just doing curses and muttering shit. But yes, Carcer, that dagger, you can feel it pulling you towards it. Now, here's the odd thing. The cross is pulling a different way. Towards the hole.
The metal thing in it.
So, I'm going to open up. The closest one was unfortunately Erzeth.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's coming at you. Let's see. I'm going to roll my attack here. It's coming at you. I think it's more than a thing. And as this big monstrosity comes over to you, it smashes you with a giant meaty fist. Please roll your stamina. Against
Just
difficulty
stamina?
6. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I couldn't have tried to dodge.
You lost initiative.
How did I lose
Oh,
initiative?
no, you get to do initiative. Sorry, you can dodge.
Okay.
So you can roll Dex Athletics.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry. You are correct. You're the only one who didn't lose because of your 10 willpower.
I will spend a willpower for a success.
Okay? So first you get to dodge.
With spending the willpower, that is 5 successes.
5 successes. Okay. Now roll stamina against difficulty 6 to soak.
Okay.
As this meaty fist comes charging in.
That is 2.
2, you move, but you don't move quite fast enough. And as this fist comes in, it smashes into you. You take 2 lethal damage from this fist. So mark your first 2 boxes with an X.
Is it lethal then aggravated, or is it aggravated?
Aggravated is after lethal, yes.
Okay.
Lethal, you can heal
Okay.
easier than aggravated. Aggravated, you can only
I
use
wanted
your
to
heal
double
power.
check. I'm trying to figure out what the symbols mean. All right.
And now everybody else gets to go.
Okay.
And first is Erzeth.
All right.
Now, you've used your only ability to dodge, but actually that takes your attack, but you can decide to move around or what you're going to prep. You can still use a power as well.
Yeah, I'm going to slam into him with a fist of air.
Okay? Because lore is independent of combat.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to summon this giant fist of air to slam into him.
Bonus points if you move him away from that hole.
Oh, he's not standing over the hole now.
That is 7 successes.
Okay? He's going to roll to soak. That's all he gets to roll. 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? This fist of air slams into him, and it doesn't move him, but the sheer force of it seems to crack his carapace slightly. So it's obvious you've done something to him.
Mm-hmm.
But,
And she gets this evil fucking grin on her face.
but it doesn't even stagger him. He doesn't step back.
That's fine.
It doesn't break where he is.
That's fine.
And now we'll go around the rest of the table for Vivian. You are first. What are you doing?
Wasn't expecting that nightmare. Well, kinda was, but wasn't. So I'm going to use, oh man, I'm going to use a high torment power.
Okay.
Send visions. The high torment version sends horrifying nightmares
Okay.
to overwhelm somebody.
And that, of course, will let you use your, you gain 1 temporary torment for that.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to roll manipulation expression.
Oh,
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Let me see here.
Oh, can I use? No, that wouldn't be sweet, so I couldn't use that. All right. Difficulty 6.
Difficulty will be 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6. Okay. 7 successes.
7 successes. And you send these visions at his mind, but unfortunately, you got to remember what you're dealing with. The torment is so high in this thing. It actually grins its monstrous face, and the mouths on it start to laugh and gibber. Some of them seem to scream in ecstasy. Clark?
After I'm done keeping down the breakfast I had, I'm gonna be holding the dagger blade down so that it's out of the way, and I would like to skirt around this altercation to get to that hole.
Okay, it's not hard. It focused on Erzeth.
Oh yeah,
she
and
dodged out
Erzeth
of
is
the way.
keeping it entertained.
And since she dodged out of the way, it turned to face her. She was the one who broke through it.
Yeah, let the guardian angel do her work. I got ya. And I'll look down the hole. What's down there?
It's odd. It's hard to understand what you're looking at. I mean, you know exactly what it is. Seems to be some intricately carved silver necklace with turquoise and emeralds. And it seems it's been carved with vines and flowers and roses. Many things of the wild are carved into it.
Can I get the cross out?
Yeah, the cross doesn't. It's the dagger that won't leave your hand.
That's fine. It can do it at once. I'm not going to use it. But I will take the cross out.
Okay.
And just the power of Christ compels you, and I'll smack it against the necklace.
When it touches the necklace, this thing. Oh, let me roll real quick. It gets to roll. Oh shit! It's only down to that.
And now I'm also realizing how bad it might have been if I'd taken an apocalyptic form while holding these two objects. So probably best I stayed human. Because I don't know what actually revealing to that cross what I fully am would have done to me.
The cross touches it, this thing, this monstrosity, it screams a bellow that shakes the entire room.
Oh yeah, do that again.
Drulerio, your turn. What are you doing?
I am going to attempt to cast Distinguished Life. I am in my torment form, so I need to make a willpower roll.
Okay. What a metal
Even though you're in your
power.
high torment form, you're doing Extinguished Life. You don't have to do a willpower roll to do it. It just means monstrous demons. If you use the high torment version, you do not need to touch your victim to apply it. Your icy hatred radiates out. But it's going to affect everybody.
That's fine.
Well, you're best off trying to touch him.
means?
If you're going to use Extinguished Life, unless you want to affect everybody, you're best jumping up and trying to touch this thing.
Okay. I wasn't sure what that meant because it just, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So first you roll Strength Awareness to activate the power.
Yep.
Let's
with
see.
success.
How many? Success is 6.
Okay, so 4.
Okay, 4 successes. Now you're going to have to roll Dex plus Brawl to see if you can actually touch him as you've summoned the power. Because you feel the creation, the power of what created everything itself at your fingertips, waiting to be unleashed.
The purpose of all life is to die.
2.
2? Okay. And you actually managed to get a hold of one of his legs as he's stalking towards Erzeth. And when you touch it, you feel the power of your creation pour into him. And it doesn't seem to kill him instantly. But what it does seem to do is that leg rots a bit. And you can tell that damage has been done. You have managed to injure him by extinguishing the life. Some part of it you have killed or pulled the life from as it stands there. And its gibbering mouths actually start stammering at you, hurling vile curses. Trimdesiel, it is your turn.
She wants to. Okay, so do we by this point know that there's something in the hole that like Clark is trying?
Oh,
to
I'm
mess
sure
with?
Virginia screamed out, get the hole.
Trimdesiel is going to move towards this hole that Karstor is hunched over. Can she see the necklace, or is the cross is the hole how big is the hole?
The hole, she only put a hole maybe about 4 foot in diameter because it fell in on itself. And you see Karsador holding the cross. He seems to be using it almost like a hammer.
Yeah, literally
beating
just
on this
bapping the
necklace.
cross onto this necklace.
Oh, okay. I don't know if this will do anything to an Earthbound, but Trimdesiel is going to try and find out. So I want to use manipulate senses. I'm going to try and touch Crest the necklace. So it's intuition plus intelligence.
Now, this is how you find out what works on it, isn't it?
Yep.
The only way to find out.
Oh.
Intelligence plus intuition.
Wait just a second. The high torment monsters, demons use it because of experiencing agony or to warp the awareness of the victims. A total number of successes. Yeah, I'm gonna do the no, I'll just do the normal version. 2 successes.
Okay, 2 successes. Let me see what this does.
Each success adds a bonus die to their perception roll, but we talked about how this might make them potentially take more damage.
Yeah, it basically you're making their senses heightened.
Yeah, but he can make a resisted willpower roll.
And now I need you to roll a stamina check since you touched the necklace. So difficulty is 6.
I got a 9, but I got a 1. So is that 0 successes or is
0
that a botch?
successes?
Okay.
You take 1 lethal damage when you touch the cross. This vile, this darkness, this evilness that it is, the energy surges out of, or not the cross, the necklace. The energy surges out of the necklace and burns your hand. But this creature, after you touched it, the mouths, they switch from gibbering to screaming again and a warbling kind of an odd noise. It's obvious it felt it. It feels something coming from it. So you have affected it. You have done something to it. But you got hurt in the process.
I still technically have 2. So I can make 3 attacks a turn because of my tails.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to try and scrape it with her claws.
The
necklace, because I don't think I can get over to the creature, I assume, unless I can reach the creature from here.
No, I don't think your tails and your hair are that long. It's actually your hair whips around like an attack, I would picture. So yeah, if you want to hit the necklace, go ahead.
Sure.
All you're going to roll for the hit is you're going to roll strength. Do you have any bonuses to damage in your form?
Yeah, the claw. Let me double
plus
check
2.
the stat
Strength
thing.
plus 2 aggravated damage. You are going to roll strength plus 2 dice. Difficulty is 6.
Can I take a willpower to get an automatic success?
Yes, you can.
Sweet. I'm gonna do that. 2 successes.
2
plus
successes.
The extra, so 3.
See, this is still the same round. And you hit this thing. And your tail bounces off. Please roll stamina to soak.
2 successes.
You don't take any damage this time. As your tail strikes it, Clark, as you're sitting there hitting it with this cross, you see it's almost made of hair, but it's not. It's solidified. It's hardened. It's a thing. As it shoots past you and slams into the cross, or not the cross, the necklace, and then bounces back off. You hit it, but it seems to have managed to soak the damage this time. Now we start a new round.
Okay, just to clarify, that sucker soaked aggravated?
Yes, it
Okay.
did.
Yeah, this is going to be
Mhm.
a fight.
We are definitely the Diet Coke of demons. Okay.
No shit, we are. And you know what's really fucked up? That's still not as strong as we used to fucking be.
I know.
Right?
For you only, Arzeth, you roll 10-sided die. Add your dex and wits, please.
My dex and wits?
Yep, you have initiative.
Okay.
You get to roll initiative this turn.
Ooh. That's, I rolled a 9, and so dex is now 5, so that is 14, and wits 15. 16.
Okay, you go first.
Yay!
You go first. What are you going to do?
She is going to hit that fucking mouthy bitch with another fist of air.
You're going to call upon the power of creation.
Yep, I'm going to keep that fucker busy while they're handling
And
the
as you're
fucking
summoning
necklace.
the power of creation, you all hear a god-awful amount of noise coming from the stairwell or the hole you had jumped down. A bellow of rage comes from something. It vaguely reminds you of the noises that malefactor you faced earlier
She knows what that is.
as it screams in pain.
And she also does her another pronounced breath out with it.
Okay?
Okay.
As you call upon your fist of air once again.
That is 6 successes.
You all feel the wind bust again as it hits it. Now I'm going to have it draw. Are you using the low torment or the high torment version?
I'm using the high torment.
Okay, give yourself a temporary torment from that. Because that inflicts lethal damage.
Yes, it does.
And I'm going to roll for his soak. You did 6 successes?
Mm-hmm.
You all feel the wind once again, but it comes from her as she makes a blowing noise and it almost amplifies. You can feel there's a boom in the air as the speed that she's blown the air breaks the sonic barrier. And it slams into it again and it doesn't move, but it cracks even further its shell. Now parts of its shell is seriously fractured. You are hurting it. You are injuring it, breaking through its ability to defend itself.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, and she's still got a sledgehammer ready to go when it gets close enough.
It goes and lowers its head as you hit it, or as you did this air, and it tries to hit you with its horny, spiked head.
Mm-hmm, and I'm going to try to dodge it.
Okay, go ahead.
Look, just because she's a mother doesn't mean you need to be horny for her. Back off, dude.
Oh my
I'm going to spend a
God.
willpower for a success.
Go ahead. That was a bad joke. I'll make a note of that for later.
That's psychic damage right there.
Hey, it doesn't matter if I dig my
5
own
successes.
5 successes?
You're muted.
5 successes.
Mhm.
As you go, and it turns its head, and you try to dodge out of the way. It catches you with one little corner of its horns. Now roll your stamina to soak.
Okay. Three successes.
But it doesn't seem to injure your divine form with this horn. You manage to avoid the hit. But in so doing, it pushes you further away from your friends.
Mm-hmm.
As it is be drawn away, but it's pulling you away from your support.
That's fine.
And now we're going to go around the table again. Synthraziel, what are you doing?
There's not a lot I can do to affect this thing mentally, so I am going to switch it up to my high torment form.
You know that it was once a fallen, so it's most likely very resistant, if not immune.
Oh, yeah.
So now you're going to give yourself 1 temporary torment, and you're going to roll your faith pool against a difficulty of 7 as you shift again.
All right. Difficulty 7. Only 2 successes.
All you need, as long as you get 1, you can shift.
Beautiful.
And now, please describe your full high torment monstrous form.
All right. The blazing power, the golden radiance sort of simmers and burns away, ash beginning to flicker off of her body as the scales, the beautiful golden scaled armor, sears into her flesh and turns a sickly shade of glowing blue. Her hands, massive claws like razors, erupt from her fingertips. Her maw becomes distended, and her teeth grow in incredible size. The aura now sickens and gives a sense of unbelievable dread as her body's musculature shifts to switch and grow in power. She snarls, and if she can, she will charge at this fucking thing, trying to assist Arazeth.
Okay, so you get to roll your Dex plus Brawl.
Oh, yeah, beautiful. And that is Dex. I haven't actually fucking gotten to roll Brawl this whole time. Okay, so that's not terrible. That's not the worst. It's +2. That's good. And I will spend a willpower on this attack.
Go ahead.
As well. Beautiful. All right, so we got 6. And what's difficulty?
Combat is always a 6.
Okay, combat is always a 6. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Okay, 5 successes. And you're using bare hands to attack it, or your claws?
Claws, yes.
Okay, you take 1 aggravated wound automatically from the thorns that are sticking out of it. But now it's going to roll to resist. It gets to roll its soak. And as you impale yourself on this thorn, you break it free. And in breaking it free, it actually cracks a piece as it comes loose. Now it's on you, Carsador.
I mean, it worked so wonderfully the first time. Smack.
Okay.
Keep at it. I see what I am. I'm the person who's supposed to hold the weakening shit so that everyone else can
So
actually
this turn,
do shit.
you will roll strength +1, difficulty is 6. That's it.
Just my strength?
Yep, strength +1. You don't have to roll to hit it. It's right there. If you can't hit an unmoving necklace with a cross, you've got other problems.
True. All right, here goes my 3 dice pool. And then did you give me a difficulty?
6.
Right, sorry.
It's a damage roll.
Oh, fuck me. Yeah, no, that's another botch.
As you strike it with this cross, you actually manage to hit it, and then it bounces back, and the cross flies from your hand across the room. Give me a willpower roll. Difficulty is 9.
Can I summon wind to blow it back at him?
Not yet.
Okay.
You've used the lore power this. You've called on creation this turn.
Okay.
And that'd be my second botch.
Oh, jeez.
The dagger pulls you towards the creature. Next turn, you are attacking with that dagger this monster.
Okay.
Drulariel, what are you doing?
I am going to attempt Distinguish Life again.
Okay, it worked last time, and it doesn't seem to be even bothering to focus on you. It is so focused on Arazeth.
Arazeth done pissed it off.
Look, all that does is help the rest of us.
Yep. So you're
Even
going to
if
roll
it-
manipulation, intuition. Or, sorry, wrong one. Yeah. It's
Strength and Awareness.
strength and awareness. That's right. As you call upon the powers of creation. Difficulty is 6, unless you can think of something that would resonate with extinguishing life. Could even be a memory. If you can tell me a good memory a demon or person has of, well, life being extinguished, I might let you reduce the difficulty to 5.
Uh, 4.
You got 4 successes?
Yeah.
Okay. As you touch against it, you see this black area of death that's on it. It extends and moves again. And that whole leg, all the gibbering mouths stop making noises. All the gibbering mouths go quiet. As that all the surface levels are dead on it. And its leg is actually not moving like it should. You've obviously done enough to impede its movement. The wounds are taking a toll. Trimdesiel, what are you doing?
She wants to spit some of the poison out onto it to see if it does anything to this necklace, just in case maybe it's can't get wet.
That's actually an interesting idea because it is a poison. So let me pull this power back up here. I got to find where it was. I lost it somehow. Trying to keep track of so much stuff.
It's not like the game also has 60 billion powers.
Oh, I know,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It just says the target exposed to the venom, either by claws or a simple kiss, can be subject to a dice
Okay.
roll of bashing damage. So
Equal to your current torment. So what is your current torment? You have a torment of 3, right?
yes.
So you roll 3 dice. Difficulty is 6.
No successes because I rolled a 1 and a 10.
Okay. The spit doesn't do it. And as storyteller, maybe your claws with the venom on them because the claws and saliva are venomous.
Yeah,
Maybe next turn
well-
use both.
Well, so she gets bonus attacks. Was the spit supposed to be that was the 3 dice because of the spit using all 3 of my attacks?
Nope, that's one of them.
Oh, okay. She's just gonna try and claw at it then.
Okay.
So
You don't have a problem hitting. Strength plus 2. And add, first do strength plus 2. That's your aggravated. And then roll 3 extra dice for your torment because that's bashing. And we will add it all together as one big hit.
okay, so what
Strength
difficulty
plus
was it?
2 is your aggravated against
Yeah, but
difficulty 6.
do I have to roll 6s? Oh yeah, I got a botch.
Okay. So your claws bounce. Now roll 3 more dice.
0 successes.
You are having a bad dice night,
I
aren't
keep
you?
rolling a 1. I keep rolling a 1 and a success, so it keeps zeroing every time. So
So you hit it. And again, it bounces off. Though it didn't bounce as much as it did before. It's almost like it's not as strong as it was a few minutes ago. It's weakening somehow, and you don't know why. Arazeth, we're up to you.
Roll an initiative.
Nope, we're keeping the same initiative. Go.
Okay. All right. So this time I'm actually going to hit him with the sledgehammer and then I'm going to lay it with the fist of air.
Okay. You can use 1 lore power and 1 normal. Yes, go ahead. You're going to roll dex plus melee for the sledgehammer.
Y'all ever strapped fireworks to a sledgehammer and hit the ground?
Never done it.
It's awesome. And we're about to witness something similar.
We shall see.
That is 6 successes.
Okay, so you're going to roll strength. 6 successes.
Mm-hmm.
Strength plus 7 dice.
Oh, plus 7 dice?
Yes.
Okay.
Because the sledgehammer is a plus 2. You had 5 margin over.
I don't have enough
'Cause
dice.
He's not dodging, so roll both sets.
Okay.
Would you like another player to roll some of their dice for you
No,
too?
it's okay. I'm going to roll the strength and then I'll roll 7 dice.
There you go.
God.
Because the sledgehammer strength plus 2. And then, of course, the margin adds extra dice. This is where it gets ugly. Sledgehammer is actually more effective than a fist of air, just so you know.
This is more of a fist made out of steel as opposed to a fist of air.
Wielded by an angelic being.
That's 7.
7?
Mm-hmm.
Rolling his soak.
There's a hammer of God joke in here.
7,
somewhere,
huh?
for Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This hammer crashes into him. And large sections of this carapace shatter completely as the sledgehammer thunks into the meaty body-ish thing under it. And ichor starts leaking onto the ground. And you notice that the inside of it, it's definitely, it almost looks like rotting plants and stuff inside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was a devourer, right?
That's what supposedly
Mm-hmm.
Tragdoll was. Yes. Now it's attack.
No, she hasn't done Fist of Air yet.
Go ahead and do your fist of air. That's right. You call upon the lore.
I don't know, y'all. Compared to this, Wraiths ain't got shit.
I will say you have one advantage against this thing. It is a devourer. It requires animals or plants to fight.
7.
7?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's my lucky number tonight.
Apparently. And as this fist of air slams into it, again, more of its carapace crack and shatter. And this time it actually staggers from the blow. You can see it it moves it, it hurts it as it staggers back. But because you struck with a sledgehammer, take 1 aggravated damage from the hit
Okay.
as a thorn caught your hand.
Sledgehammer's on a bar.
Doesn't matter, the thorns are that long.
Oh,
Any
okay.
melee attacks against it or close weapon attacks against it will take a thorn aggravated 1.
There's similar bullshit powers for antagonists in Werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks.
Okay, that hurt a little bit. Now Arazeth is actually injured.
And it actually, this time it once again tries to hit you.
Mm-hmm.
Not with its head, but with its big meaty fists.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can't dodge this time because you attacked with a melee weapon. You have no dodge.
Okay.
Okay. So roll your stamina for a soak.
Okay.
It hits you for 3 damage so far.
I got 4.
So it punches you, but your divine body resists that and you stagger back, but it doesn't seem to injure. If this was a mortal body, it'd be totally different. But this is not. This is divine flesh. Synthrazio, it is your turn.
I have an interesting idea.
Oh, that's always a great thing to hear. What is your idea?
Synthraziel is going to hold out her claws in front of her, and she's going to channel the lore of flame to ignite them.
Okay. And you need roll stamina and survival as you cause anything
Beautiful.
flammable to burst into flame.
His audio just cut out entirely.
Yep.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. Yes, as you pull forth, please roll your stamina survival as you call upon the power of creation and cause your claws to burst into flame. Thankfully,
Thanks.
you are immune to fire in your high torment and everything.
Exactly. 5 total. Oh, wait, no, 4, because I got a 2.
So you have pulled forth the flame, and it is all over your claws.
And then I want to aim for one of the spots where Icor is starting to burst forth from Arizeth's repeated strikes, and I want to just slam both claws into it.
Okay. Go ahead and do a Dex and Brawl then.
All right, I'll spend a willpower.
Okay.
I'm happy going through that.
And it's not able to dodge because it was trying to beat the shit out of Arizeth.
That is so good. Those are my favorite words in the dictionary.
What, beat the shit out of Arizeth?
No,
Oh.
not able to dodge.
Okay. I was about to say, that's a weird favorite
I mean,
word.
I'm playing a mama bear. Okay. I can take the hits.
I should
Fix
pretty
them
well.
as soon as it's over.
10, 8, 6, 9. Okay, difficulty 6.
Of course.
Okay, for 5 successes.
5 successes. Your claws slam into it, but it twists and it's turning as it's fighting with Arizeth, and you manage to hit the carapace and breaking a section off. But oddly enough, the fire does not burn it at all.
Why won't you die?
And the mouths, the ones that haven't been killed by Drillarial, they start gibbering and laughing about fire is toasty and warm and feels good.
Rip it apart, Arizeth.
I'm working on it.
Clark, you are about to go stab it with this dagger.
First, I'd like to take my High Torment apocalyptic form.
Go ahead.
Yes! And describe it.
3 successes.
Okay. You assume yours. Describe your high torment Carsador.
So, it's a little rushed because he's rushing, but the runic lines carve out from the eyes, and normally in the regular form, they look almost at first like wrinkles or making his face look very deep set, but it is straight up carvings in stone, and it's very aggressive, and you can almost hear it carve as they grow around his head, through his scalp, around his neck. They don't go anywhere down. His skin takes on a very tanned look, but it's also, he's shifting at the edges. He's unstable. His voice, as he speaks, pitches and jerks around a bit too much. And as I think the lines also start having a vague redness to them. Not necessarily a glow, but just,
Almost like
deep.
lava under the skin.
Yeah, slightly like something deep within the earth.
Okay.
But not exactly that, because there's a different section of his house that has that.
And you're going to plunge this dagger in him.
Yep, I'm aiming for those enormous genitals. They seem easy to hit.
Go ahead. That is a Dex plus melee. Arizeth been beating the shit out of his thing, but the real damage
Holy
is when
fuck.
the sledgehammer comes out.
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry, I just need to double check one little thing here before I say something that might be awesome. Yes, okay. That's a crit. 6 successes on 6 dice.
So you're going to roll strength. Are you ready for this number? Plus 10.
Nice!
I'm guessing 6s is what I'm looking for here.
Yep.
That comes out to a total of 11, then.
11. Damn. And this weapon slams into him and it drives deep. Your whole arm drives behind it. This thing cuts like a divine weapon that it is. And while
Don't
your
be cheap
hand is
shit.
inside, we're going to cut to Drillarial while you still have a hand lodged up in a scrotum sack up into his body at this point.
It's
Drulariel,
just anatomy.
what are you doing?
I'm going to again extinguish life.
Okay.
I'm going to try and aim for not the leg this time.
Okay. That is your dex plus. Well, first you got to activate the power of the creation.
Aim for its head.
Or jam your hands in one of the openings that he has. Carsador, by the way, take your one aggravated from the thorn that got you too.
Hey, that's the first injury Carsador has ever truly gotten. Well, actually, he got another one last session, but...
And I want to point out, as Lashote has said in chat, this is a baby Earthbound.
Yeah. And it's taken this long.
Yeah, no, this sucks.
So that was 3 successes on the strength and awareness.
Okay, that's enough. Now you're going to roll Dex and Brawl. And it doesn't get a defense because it's not trying to defend against you. It's busy trying to beat the shit out of Erzeth. She has really gotten its attention when the sledgehammer come into play.
What's success on that?
6s.
2.
2. You take 1 damage, this time from the thorns, but 1 aggravated. But your hand plunges into the hole that Erzeth has knocked into him. And at this point, you see the blackness spreading as what looks like vines or whatever inside him start to decay. Trimdeziel, it is your go. You going triple claw it this time?
Yeah, she's kind of actually getting pissed. So she's just going to yeah.
Okay, go ahead, roll strength +2.
Three successes.
Several things happen at once. As Drulariel puts her hands in there and the blackness spreads, Clark, that dagger that's in your hand, you feel it as it explodes and shatters inside this creature. Carsador takes 1 more aggravated.
And how's my hand?
That's where the aggravated just came from your hand.
All right, so
and at the same time,
what hand?
Trimdeziel well, I mean, you'll pull your hand out. You probably have a pretty mangled hand at this point. Trimdeziel slams her claws into this necklace and it shatters. And as it shatters, this thing that just had the dagger blow up, holes bashed through it with a sledgehammer, claws jammed into it and breaking parts of it off. You see it's come apart at its seams. And all the mouths give a scream of unholy rage like you have not felt since you were in the abyss.
Oof.
As this thing tatters.
Do we still hear stuff going on upstairs?
The battle you don't hear any battle going on upstairs at the moment, not a noise. As this thing, you suddenly see it pulled through creation itself.
Can I actually get to it before it does?
You could try if you really want to put something this tainted in your body. It is not a fallen angel anymore.
Pass.
And it comes apart, leaving you all standing here in a basement. Carsador, when it goes away, your hand is horribly, horribly mangled.
Erzeth is actually putting a hand to her side and casting heal.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your heal. And as this thing is gone, you all feel that wrongness, that taint that permeated the whole place. It's gone. It's not here at all anymore. That quickly, it faded.
Like switching off a light switch.
Yep.
It's gone.
It's 5 successes.
Okay. 5 successes will let you with heal. How much does that give you to heal?
I can heal the aggravated.
How much aggravated? Like how many points?
It says
1 aggravated per success, 1 lethal per success, or all bashing damage for 1 success. So add up how much you need to use of that 5 you got.
okay, so that is the aggravated's gone, the lethal is gone, and the lethal is gone. I am completely healed up.
There you go. Now, Clark is standing there with his hand just horribly fucking mangled.
She will touch it and heal it.
We will let you, we're not going to make you roll for each of these because, dear God, that's going to be a lot of rolling to heal up.
Okay.
You have
Why don't
time.
we split the difference and say that it fixes my hand, but I keep one
She
of my
can keep healing it. It doesn't say you
okay.
only get to do it once.
Right.
All right, then I will mark myself all the way back down.
Mhm.
And is anyone else injured?
Well, a lot of them got thorn holes.
So she's going to basically touch
Okay.
everyone, lay hands.
And as you heal everyone, still no word coming from the stairwell you left.
As soon as she's done healing me, I'm dashing for that stairwell and leaping up.
When you leap
still
up,
in my torment.
you find 15 human bodies laying around the room or at the base of the stairwell, slain right there as they came down to the wreckage. Also is a priest laying there dead, and an individual you don't recognize. This individual, you put early 20s. He had black hair. His clothes are torn and shredded. Looks like sword wounds.
Mahariel.
The priest does not answer. Not a speck of life.
He had to have thralls, right?
The odd thing is you do not see the sword.
That's not good.
Ah.
That's really not good. I'm going to look for it. And if I don't see it, that's really bad.
No. You all saw Synthrazio run out. You can feel this is clean. This area is no longer caught with the taint.
I'll use Lamp of Faith. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to use Lamp of Faith to see if anyone is still nearby, upstairs or
Go ahead.
around the corner.
While you're doing that, what is the rest of the group doing?
Trim Desiel actually switches, kind of demorphs back into Kathleen's form, and she reaches down and pulls out a piece of the shattered necklace, and she kind of starts to cry a little bit. Not crying, but like there are tears kind of rolling out of the side of her eyes some, so.
There are no light forms, no faith within your radius. Nothing is resisting it, but there is no faith within. See, your permanent faith is 4. So there's none within 16 yards, 48 feet, none. The bodies in front of you are all dead, every single one of them.
Arazeth is picking up the second sledgehammer that she had left against a wall.
Okay.
And she is going back up.
As you go up, does everyone follow Arazeth?
Nope.
Okay.
Staying down here for a second.
Okay. So whoever follows Arazeth, you go up there and you see he did a valiant defense.
Thraziel looks fucking devastated.
Arazeth just kind of shrugs and walks towards the door, shifting back into her normal form.
Okay. Trim Desio, what are you doing?
She's going to start working her way towards the, getting out of here, so.
Okay. Drulariel?
Juliriel has returned back to non-apocalyptic form, and would she have noticed Tremdeziel tearing up at all?
That's Tremdeziel, not me.
Well, or were you very discreet about it?
Like I said, she wasn't bawling. She's just kind of
No.
there's some Yeah, if you're really paying attention, you might notice it, but she's also got her glasses on and her hair. So
Okay. So she kind of goes back to the hole, but waits for Carsador.
Carsador, what are you doing?
I'm trying to see where something makes me feel unclean so I can find the fucking cross.
You find it on the other side of the room. Scratched. Not horribly damaged, but I mean, it hit a wall. You smacked it against a necklace a few times.
Is it still radiating though? Like
Oh,
it
yes.
hasn't changed?
Oh, yes. It is still holy.
Actually, it's probably stronger now that it's not combating everything.
It is still what it was.
Then I will pick it up.
The bits of your dagger, it broke into so many pieces. I mean, you can find some shards of it. Not enough.
I'll keep a piece.
Okay. There's no hint of the wrongness to it at all anymore.
Drillariel will see him like probably pick up just like the tip of the blade or something.
As he gets closer with the cross, she scoots up.
Gets out of the way. Yeah. It doesn't really feel rough to you. As the last you come out of the building, Erzeth, you're out front, right?
Yeah, she's actually about to contact Razdan once she gets in her car.
Or as you're going towards your car, a man is walking down the street towards you. He is in a brown suit.
Do I recognize him?
No, with a hat on. Doesn't seem to be making a hostile movement, but he is walking purposely towards you all.
Oh, she's still got sledgehammers, so he wants
Doesn't
to play.
seem to. When he gets up to the group, how to do? My master sent me here to give you a message. Don't bother trying to question me. He'll just destroy me if you make any funny moves. My life will give to the master that I serve.
Who's your master?
Don't worry about that. It's a simple message. He would like to thank you for your assistance in dealing with an interloper. A new competition for his city.
She gives this guy the plague.
You have to touch him first, but let me, if you start moving towards him, we'll see how that goes.
Mm-hmm. She is. She's going to take a step towards him.
Okay. And he actually steps back some.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to hear the rest of it?
Sure.
Speak quickly.
Master bids you. He is happy that you've served his purpose. And in the future, he may, if you wish it, call upon you again to help him. You have done well in dealing with wayward brethren. And then you can see the fire building behind this thing's eyes as he starts to smoke. And he smiles. Now I go. I get my reward for serving my master.
Your master lied to you. And then she gets in her car.
And right here is where we end Season 1, Episode 9. Demon, the Road to Hell.
Oh my god, none of us died.
They went up against a baby, Earthbound, who turned out to be a devourer who could have never changed and altered the dagger that they found and brought with them.
Mm-hmm.
Who never had enough power to have done half of what has been guiding them from the shadows towards a confrontation with an Earthbound, a weak one. I'd like to thank my players and the viewers. Let's go with the player vote. Let's find out who goes first. I'm going to roll a die. Let's see. Carsador, you are first. What did you learn, actually, tonight?
What did I fucking learn? I learned that even the weak can be dangerous. Fuck me. I learned that aggravated damage sucks. And I learned that my dagger was being helped along, assumedly by another Earthbound. And I'm not happy about it.
Earthbound can also
Malefactor.
make items that are linked to them as an extension of their will and use powers through that item. The dagger you carried until now was an extension of the other Earthbound's will. And when you stabbed it, it manifested its power through the dagger into the one that was killed tonight. Arazeth, what did you learn?
I think she learned that Virginia and her kids just need to go on a fucking vacation.
You've earned one. You've all earned one after this.
Because maybe move.
You've all earned a vacation after this for sure.
No, she learned that creations of the All-Mother and All-Father's children, by proxy, what she considers her children, because she gave every living thing the breath of life, basically, that their creations can do a lot of damage. That sledgehammer was hellified.
While a fist of air is good.
Yeah.
Sledgehammer and a fist of air
Yeah,
is a 1-2 punch.
it's a 1-2 punch.
Imagine next time when she uses the fist of air or gust of wind to hurl the sledgehammer
At
as
something.
a missile weapon.
Yeah.
She becomes Arazeth the Thor.
Yeah.
Synthrazio, what did you learn?
Oh, God. Synthrazio learned that she's more sympathetic towards the viewpoint of someone like Mahariel than she wants to admit. She learned that she's very sympathetic to other members of her house coming to harm, as well as her friends. And I think she's learned some things she probably knew before, was that she very much respects Arazeth, the mother, as a perfunctory force of nature. And it really does show. So
You saw a bit of what she was in the war before she tried to create her children. She fought for what?
She was a fighter.
She fought for her children.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And at least he died as a first house should.
in battle.
In battle against...
Glorious battle.
Yep, battle against the corruption and evil. Trimdezio, what did you learn?
Trimdezio learned that she can feel things and not necessarily always feeling them from things that she thought she would feel. The loss of one of their own is not necessarily an uncommon thing during the war, but in these days and nights and time that we live in, there's so few of us, it feels like, that, well, now I understand that from a player standpoint, it feels like the world is full of them. From a character standpoint, it doesn't feel like there's that many, and to see one fall and then to lose them, even if they had fallen, it kind of hurt her some. So yeah,
It's tough to see sometimes, isn't it? You know where they went. They are back in the abyss again. Back in the torment. And endless pain. Drulario, what did you learn?
So, reaping souls, or I guess in the basic form, is, I would assume, mostly a solo duty. I mean, yes, you have people that you work with, but on your own kind of stuff. So, working with these other demons and forming attachments to them is interesting, and learning to not just let them go as higher levels of houses, but more so in a caring way, if that makes sense.
It does. Your house, even during the war, was almost always alone. You did your duties with your housemates, but most slayers did not participate in the war directly. You were too busy gathering the souls of the dead. And now here you are. It's different, isn't it? Everyone gets 1 XP for learning something. Now the player vote. Let's see who starts the player vote this time. It is going to be Trimdeziel. You get the player vote first.
All right. I vote for everybody because obviously everybody had a big part to play in the whole thing. While the players knew that we were fighting in Earthbound, the characters had a general idea, but they didn't also know how to fight it. So we're all kind of doing our own thing to try and figure out what the fuck we were going against. So I felt like everybody did a good job of kind of showing that, but also, the fact that like there's this giant bug creature thing and it's fucking us up. So yeah, no, everybody did a good job. Also, while I was a dick to him, shout out to Maharil. So yeah,
He kept that malefactor that y'all had faced once before, because the moment you activated apocalyptic forms, the Earthbound knew you were here.
Yep.
He had not expected to be attacked. He didn't think anyone knew where he was. The moment you activated apocalyptic forms, his thralls and his fallen servant were summoned.
Mm-hmm.
Had you not invited Mahariel, you would have been in deep shit.
Mm-hmm.
Julariel, what did you player vote?
Oh yeah, everybody. Just, awesome teamwork.
Okay. Carsador.
Myself, no, everyone. It's everyone. Fuck, guys, we survived. We didn't beat. We survived an Earthbound.
You beat him. Fair and square, you beat him. Even with me
Fair.
giving him immune to fire, armor, thorns.
Hey man, you're the one that blew the dagger up inside him.
That was the purpose of the dagger from the get-go.
That's why
the very first time you found
reforged
it.
still with pieces, so it could explode.
That was part of the other Earthbound game to manipulate you.
Mm-hmm.
Arazeth.
It's gonna be everybody. It's gonna be everybody. And I know I'm playing a character that isn't the easiest to do teamwork with. She's not used to really working with a team. She, was tasked to do things and she did them. And then when they fell apart, not by her own doing, she was kind of ostracized. So she's kind of used to always going it on her own. And I appreciate that everyone stepped in, lifted up with the teamwork, divided and conquered. That was fantastic.
Okay. Synthrazio?
Yeah, it's going to be everyone. Arazeth coming in with the fucking smashing power of a whirlwind like a hurricane. Carsador had some...
Rock you like a hurricane.
Carsador had some really good moments, and one in particular, the holding the dagger and then calling it his child, like broke my fucking heart.
That was so good.
It said it served.
Yeah,
But it did not serve
did
him.
not serve him, but still broke my heart.
Yeah, he botched.
Trimdeziel finally got to show off her apocalyptic form, and it was great. And I really loved her at the very end, tearing up and realizing the pain of this loss and wanting to feel these new sensations, even if they're not good, even if they're something that most people would simply abhor. I think it's a really good angle. So, and then Druliriel also got her fucking badass apocalyptic form and rotted away this horrible creature. And it was just really cool, and I thought it was really cool, and I'm happy about it. So
everyone gets 1 for the player vote. So everybody gets 4, and you beat an Earthbound tonight. 1 additional XP. Everybody gets 5 XP for this session. And for all the pain Trimdeziel feels on it, you have to remember this Earthbound didn't want to become an Earthbound. This Earthbound lost its body and had the choice of the abyss or that necklace, and chose anything other than the abyss. Unfortunately,
It corrupted it.
when you don't have a mortal body to be in, to temper that dark side, that tormented side, all you have left is the pain and the hate. That could have been any one of you. If you die in a way that you cannot get to a new body, you will get the choice: an object or the abyss. I'd like to thank my players. We still have 1 more episode left, everybody. So next week, season finale, we are giving away a hardcover Demon the Fallen book. So please watch till the end next week. You'll be given a chance to enter into a giveaway to get a Demon the Fallen book as part of our season finale. For though they have beaten their Earthbound, there's an aftermath. There's consequences to everything. And we're going to see the after effects of what they did tonight next week. Please join us on our Discord. That is where we cast this show. All of these people you see right here, they applied to be in this show. Due to the nature of the show, they auditioned to be in this show. And this is our cast. That's where we got it from, all from the Discord. Of course, we also do weekly Zoom Hangouts. We play some non-streamed games. The Discord's where to be. We got some great people over there. So please join our Discord. God, I'm so out of it still. We want to catch some amazing content creators? Check out our friends, one of which is Trimdeziel down there, the Ivy Raven. Pop over to her channel. Watch her play some video games once in a while. Fortnite. Play Fork Knife. No, that's a different game.
Yeah, I will say, if you like to talk about the games we play, I talk about the games we play. So
give you all her inside feelings on her characters, what she feels of what went on. Sometimes she even throws Shanky shade, which is fine because, throw shade. It's okay. We'll deal with it. You want to catch our back episodes? Pop over to YouTube. You can catch, the other episodes of this demon show, the Vampire, which is Windy City. We got Werewolf, Mage, Changeling, Bluebeard's Bride, Paranoia, Monster. Jesus Christ, we got so many games. And of course, if you want to see some D&D or Call of Cthulhu, pop over to Ishvel's channel. That is where you can find that because, hey, we got that too. Though I'm curious. I think she renamed. Nope, she did. She renamed her channel, but she still got the same link. So that's good because Tiss renamed her channel lately. You want to support the players. So, bits and donations, they go to the players, not to the studio. The studio does not take the bits and donations. It's a way to show thanks to the players for all the effort they put in. It's not free doing this, even for the players. They've got costumes, they've got equipment. And, even if they didn't, it's a way to show thanks. Totally up to you. Please, whatever you do, do not give money that you can't afford to give. We're doing this because we love doing it. Any money made is bonus, it's extra, but do not hurt yourself financially to give to the channel. If you want to give to the studio, subscribe on Twitch or pop over to our Ko-fi. But bits of donations, they go to the player. Or the players, not the player. Only one player now. Now I turn it over to my wife so that she can give you the schedule this week.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us for the next to last episode of this season of Demon the Fallen, The Road to Hell. Coming up this week, we have, actually today's Tuesday, so on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, Shanky and myself are players at the table run by Ravnos Archon, along with Junie Von Esch and Alexian Starr. We are playing Dune, Blood-Soaked Sands. We are using the Motifus Dune D20, 2D20 system to play in a time right after the Butlerian Jihad. And House Galloway just got possession of Dune from House Moritani, and fucking House Harkonnen already fucking invading. Goddamn Harkonnens. So join us at 8 p.m. Eastern on Friday as we, the players, try to abscond into the desert with some of the ducal family to save their lives. Yeah. And what's about to be a massive fucking war. So, and then on Saturday...
the schedule don't show it, but yes, she, according to her channel, she is playing on Saturday.
Yes, I know she is.
Okay.
Because I just didn't post a new schedule because she told me in the middle of the month. On Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, Tiss is going to be running Call of Cthulhu 7E, London Esoteric Society. Her group of investigators are going to be investigating sus-ass cult shit going around in Victorian London and trying to summon, elder beings and such that drives their insanity through the roof. And they're spending all their luck just to make it through to the next stage of the investigation. You want to tune in at 3 p.m. Eastern on Saturday for that romp through chaos and craziness. And then on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern, join us for Windy City After Dark. You will see Ivy Raven here and myself with Shanky running it. We also have some lovely guest players at this table, Maddox and Unconscious Celestial.
I am setting it up for Unconscious Celestial to be a guest player for sure next season, because we have got the story in place now.
Oh, yeah.
With what's going to happen before the end.
And that is going to be, is it episode 8?
Yes, it is.
Okay, episode 8, I think.
It is.
Okay.
Windy City is one episode behind this one.
Okay, I can't remember. I'm in too many damn games right now. But yes, it's episode 8 of season 7 of Windy City After Dark. There is some stuff for real that is going to be happening. I mean, Jackie just ensured that a certain cursed ring is going to make its way to the Anarch Ambassador, Keisha, the fucking Setite. And Setite go boom. But and Jenny's got some hot fucking business to deal with after her hotel got hit by Molotovs. So join us at 5 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. And then, of course, we will be back on Tuesday for the finale of the first season of Demon the Fallen at 8 p.m. Eastern. You want to join us then for that giveaway of the hardback book.
And before I go into my normal exit thing, I want to really stress that this has been fun playing it with these players. They have been through hell this season in a lot of ways, ups and downs, and trying to figure out what went on. As a first-time storyteller of Demon, they short-circuited my plans in multiple ways that I did not expect to have happen, but they still...
Expect your wife to take the most direct route.
That,
even if that means sledgehammering her way through a
that
wall.
And finding information from mortals is way too easy, but that's okay. It's fun to play a game once in a while where you're not hampered by a lack of power.
Mm-hmm.
Because
honestly, I think the amount of power made it difficult in different ways.
It did.
It's fucking hard to hide that
Mm-hmm.
shit.
you don't have to worry about paradox. You don't have to worry about...
No, you just have to worry about revelation.
But that just makes people run away in fear and forget about it later.
Mm.
Unless you're Kathleen, who does it and gets her picture in the paper.
I didn't do anything.
I know,
That's
that's the fun
bullshit.
part.
Yeah, no,
Slanderous.
it was
I literally did nothing.
No,
and I'm the one getting blamed with it.
and
her ex had a nervous breakdown, and now he's taking it out on
Yep.
the world. That's
So,
all.
As I always go at the end of this, please, everybody, take your mental health seriously. Take the mental health of other people seriously. Check in, make sure people around you are okay, because a lot of people aren't. And it just takes a kind word, a friendly voice, somebody saying, hey, is everything okay in your life? To show them people care and to sometimes to help them out when they're in a dark time. And if you suffer from mental health issues, many of us do, myself included. First of all, it's okay to not be okay. There's nothing wrong with admitting you need help. We all need help. And don't feel shame in admitting that, because there's two kinds of people, those who need help once in a while and those who lie about needing help once in a while. Because everybody needs help sometimes. Nobody can make it through life on their own, okay? And if you don't feel you have anyone to talk to, look in chat. There's a list of numbers. You can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you're not in the U.S., you can actually go to that website, plug that website in, and find out whatever support lines are in your country to get you the help you need. Because people, mental health is health, and you need to take care of all your health, every last bit of it. And now I give it over to my wife for her final part of the outro.
Bouncing off of that, if you are employed with an organization or company that provides an employee assistance program, utilize it if you need it. They offer counseling services, referrals for basically resources for services in your community. They also provide usually financial guidance, as well as work-life balance coaching, things like that. And your usage of that, it doesn't just extend just to you, the employee. It's usually your household, for real. You, a spouse, children, yeah, all of them can access tools available in your employee assistance program. It's a benefit paid by your company for you. Utilize it. Spend their money, okay? So seriously, it's free to you because they're paying the bill. And they do not get to hear what you're talking about with these people. All they get is a utilization report stating how many people are using what services with the EAP program, the Employee Assistance Program. So please utilize it. Not enough people do. And it's there. So use it. I, Mama McStabber, am a registered nurse. I am the nicest mean nurse you're ever going to meet. I actually have done a wide variety of specialties throughout my career. I am currently a behavioral health subject matter expert in my current job because I've worked with behavioral health patients so much in my career. But I'm going to tell you why. It's not that I've specialized in psych. It's that everybody has mental and behavioral issues at some point in their lives. But on top of that, I've also worked in infectious diseases. And I'm going to tell you, vaccines work. The vaccines that are out there right now for COVID are not experimental vaccines. I've seen some people saying that shit. That's fucking stupid. They are not experimental. They were created the same way every other fucking vaccines were created. Legit, fucking get vaccinated. It's bad, y'all. Hospitals are low-staffed because staff are burned the fuck out and quitting in droves.
My work declared today we're back on Code Orange.
Yeah. And hospitals are full. I am seeing in my work, I work from home. I do remote case management. I see people not getting admitted when they should be because the hospitals are full of COVID. That's not good, y'all. That's not good. Get fucking vaccinated. Get boosted. And make sure you have your other vaccines up to date because polio's making a resurgence. We've had a case in the U.S. now.
Polio ain't no joke either.
Yeah, it really ain't. Oh, and monkeypox is not an STD, just so you know. Just so you know. And it's not the gay disease, just so you know.
Transmitted by being extremely close to somebody. That's it.
That's it. Just like chickenpox. So, yeah. So be mindful of false information, please, and do the right things for yourself and for others, because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of others, period. period. Also, do your self-care, for real. Even if it's only 15 minutes a day, do something just for you that makes you happy, that brings you joy, that brings you peace and serenity, that helps you recenter and be in the moment instead of worrying about everything around you. And lastly, I know Mama's got a lot to talk about because, the world's a mess right now. Abortion is healthcare. Abortion saves lives. Because not just does it help people that have, ectopic pregnancies, septic uteruses, incomplete miscarriages, things like that. The highest risk of death to a pregnant person is actually at the hands of the ones that impregnated them. Yeah, I'm talking domestic violence. Abortion saves lives. Vote blue, because fuck the Supreme Court. I want Amy Coney Barrett, Brett Kavanaugh, and that other guy. What the fuck's his name? I forget his fucking name. He's some goddamn old white guy. Anyway, he's not, huh?
Thomas.
Yeah, no, that's not the white guy.
Gorsh.
Yeah. But anyway, they can all get no fucking peace. They can all feel nothing but stress and pressure. They can all end up getting infections and being hospitalized. They can all go to dinner and be fucking harassed. Because fuck them and fuck the GOP. Vote blue down the fucking line in November. For real. Not saying Democrats are a whole lot better, but you know what? If we drown the fucking GOP, some shit will get done. Said with love.
Oh, and fuck Putin. Just gonna say, fuck Putin. He's not out of Ukraine. I'm not done. Fuck Putin with a chainsaw. Anally. Just to make sure. And in this world, please, everybody, try to be a Mr. Rogers. Be a good neighbor. Do not be a Jameson Stone or Satine Phoenix. Do not be an abusive, narcissistic,
sociopath,
controlling shitheel in our TTRPG space. The TTRPG community as a whole does not need people like that. That is very important to avoid. Don't enable people like that. So I do thank you all for coming, and I can't wait to see the aftermath next week. Poor Alice down there is going to not know what she missed. So I do thank you all for coming. We will see you next time. Good night, everybody.